Last Stop on the L is proudly sponsored by Dulce Amore Couture, premium couture accessory line, specializing in jewelry and watches featuring the handcrafted Amore collection. Based in New York City, but not limited to, you can meet Miss Yeezy Smith on Facebook / Dulce Amore Couture or Instagram Dulce Amore Couture, or visit the website dulceamorecouture.bigcartel.com.
It's your boy Juice, a.k.a. The Juice is Loose. Studio 231 is located in the beautiful and trendy Lower East Side of Manhattan with studio rates and full studio setup. If you'd like to record with me at Studio 231, you can reach me at juice-cannon.com or Twitter at juicecannon.
This is Canarsie, Rockaway Parkway. The next stop on this Brooklyn-bound podcast is Last Stop on the L. Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
Hey, coming to you from a packed studio. I'm going in after hitting this ganja. Out to dinner with the homies, private table at Nakama. I'm a new millennium Sinatra. Cop of marijuana from the neighborhood rosters. Chiefin', feasting, king of the new school. I'm speaking in tongues, try translating voodoo. Hold up, let me start again. Undefeated shirt, Levi's in the Mr. Rogers cardigan. It's a hell of a feeling, being this fresh. Spit seem to sit up on my lips, call it Blistex. Peddling this medical, the presence of a general. Magazine centerfolds, they all up on my genitals. Got the game in the palm of my hand. It's itching, wildin' out, better talk to your man. He bitchin', cause I ain't got a lot of time for these weirdos. Talking shit all up in my earlobes. I just live life, try and do it right. Everyone to hear me say the boy is super nice. Put a bitch up on the flight, she gon' be here by the night. Get some afternoon delight, only eat it if it's right. Call me Stanley Steamer, I be giving her the pipe. And when I'm out of town, she wanna see me, so we Skype. She might get obsessed and keep calling. 30,000 feet, torn, petty, free falling. Just laying back, letting gravity take its course. I wanna tell all of my haters that we made it, boy. From basement studios to some official shit. From stressed out all the times I don't give a shit. Used to dream about it, boy, now I'm living it. 412, it's the most dope syndicate. Had a normal life, but now I'm sick of it. Try and spend money just to spend it, it's ridiculous. Young and so mischievous. Bitch is. And then Rel wants me to sing a hook like this. La 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 la.
Yo, welcome back to Last Stop on the L. It's been like a month.
Yo, that vacation was sweet, yo.
I want to start today's episode with R.I.P. to Mac Miller.
Yo,
that's who was playing
R.I.P.
beforehand. I don't know, everybody was a big Mac Miller fan, but that shit fucked me up when I heard he passed away, because his first album came in when I was like finally getting money. So, like, I remember listening to him on the way to work. Like, I can relate to this shit now.
Facts.
But, like, for real, though, R.I.P. He was only 18 when he dropped 8 years ago. Died at 26, drug overdose. I know all of us listen to music where artists talk about pill popping, lean sipping, all this other shit. Don't do that shit. I'm going to be the one to say it, because artists can't say it because it's quote-unquote don't make them cool. Whatever. Dying in your sleep ain't cool, my nigga. Like, that shit is not... Especially when you got millions for the first time. Like, you worked your ass off to get here, that you just going to die in your sleep before old age? Listen, Snoop Dogg caught a murder charge, right? His whole life could have been ended.
People forget that.
And people at that time would have been like, well, he lived a good life, right? If he's from the hood. Look where he is now, hanging out with motherfucking Martha Stewart. Yeah. Like, doing our songs with artists from Korea. You never know where your life's going to take it. So, as bad it is right now, if you're going through some shit, more pills ain't the answer. Talk to somebody, get some help, because if the weed stop working, guess what? It's not the weed's problem, bro. You got deeper shit happening there. Seek help. No judgment. Seek help. It's your boy Daddy Ocean,
intro.
I had to get that out the way because we're about to get into some fuckery today.
Oracle right now. I just dropped some shit on you. It's your boy Chris from Highbridge. We in the building.
I didn't know how to go with that. It's your boy Mayhem Mike. Find me at YFR Mayhem on Twitter because I almost forgot my name yet again. Yo, on some real shit, if I would have died, I want to die the same way I came in. Having sex. And not orgasm. Pow! Oh, this was great. Let them know it wasn't more than one stroke.
Juice, you ain't gonna introduce yourself?
Not there, so it's your boy Juice. Michael's going to
because you were agreeing with me, son. Give me that good two strokes.
We got to do another RIP too.
Yeah.
The icon Aretha Franklin passed away during her time away. Yo, we losing our legends, B. Prince gone, MJ gone. Every time I hear about a new legend dying, I'm like, yo, where's Stevie at? Yo, somebody tell me they got eyes on Stevie. He good.
No pun intended.
No, okay, wow.
You filed for that one. Wow. But I respect you.
That's what happened with Vonna here.
Yo, wait. Shout out to Vonna. She out here moving like a boss. You know what I'm saying? She out here doing her thing. We look forward to you coming back when you come back. If you come back, nonetheless, I'm still coming for your head like them edges. But we don't talk about that.
Oh, shout out to the Mumbo Sauce. We were just chowing down.
Oh, yeah.
If you don't know about that, it's a DC original. We all about to go buy some Nike boots and a Fat Trail mixtape.
I do need some boots though. I ain't gonna lie.
I got salary cap on repeat right now.
I told this to Mike, but before they did Aretha's funeral, they released the agenda, and I was like, "This is some bullshit." They really think that they're gonna do this funeral on time. I'm like, y'all bold. Y'all put 3 pastors back to back to back and give them 15 minutes each. Y'all wish they gonna talk for that short. 3 black pastors, man.
You gonna get a whole sermon and
that's the minimum.
I was like, I hope Faith and Ariana ain't got shit else to do today because they ain't going nowhere. And I was right. Faith Hill was like an hour and 30 minutes behind schedule. I'm like, she probably like, I've been to black events before. I know about this. Like,
the spirit gonna catch you and it's a wrap.
Oh, there is one thing we gotta talk about Ariana Grande's funeral. I want to say this declaratively speaking, and this is not some macho machismo sort of stuff, but if Ariana was someone that was my artist or my daughter or my friend, and I was in that church and pastor got a little too close, then me and him would have got a little too close after the speech.
Yo, no. We
would have all had an uncomfortable conversation, Pastor.
Let's lay a little hand.
And they just like, oh, I didn't know. I'm like, nigga, your hands was creeping. We can all see, and you saw her body language. You felt so bad because her body language just like, and people are just like, oh, it's just no big deal. Let somebody grab mother like that. Okay, tell me it's not a big deal.
Once you said moms, that's it.
Nah, the whole community was upset. Put the pause on him for sure because he was like, he didn't know her. He mixed her up with like taco sauce?
Plus he had the racist ass comment.
Right.
I was like, Ariana Grande, is that like a menu item at Taco Bell? And I was like,
yeah. Okay, whatever.
Wow, okay, she's not even Latina. That's just like, that's the worst part of your joke. You missed.
Okay, but whatever. He tried to make it funny in the church community, but then I watched that whole video of him grabbing. I was like, bro, first of all, as men, we don't grab women like that at all.
I don't even know. That's somebody I just met? Nah.
The most you gonna get is a shoulder grab.
Yeah. Right.
He went right under the pit.
Right.
It's like, she little, bro.
Or, if it's like a date, maybe you grab her on a hip or whatever, but you gotta be careful. You know what I'm saying?
You don't even go for the hip, bro, because she might have a hip reflex and slap the shit out you.
Yeah, well, that's if you just met her. If it's on a date sometimes and y'all walking, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying.
Touch me.
You might get that too. Don't touch me. But homie was like he was looking for the nipple and shit. I was like, yo, this man wildin'.
And he did it on stage. That's the worst part.
And then he tried to renege. It's like, yeah, maybe I got too familiar. So you get familiar with a lot of people? Should we be concerned? Yo.
Some idiot said, the podium was too small. Maybe trying to hold her.
Wow.
That's yo.
Are we still doing this?
If you see anybody that agrees with that shit, just make note of that because that's who the nigga you need to watch out for. Right. You need to watch out for. Oh, I got you this cup of juice. No, thank you. I drink water. I'm trying to cleanse my spirit.
Oh, that's actually not funny, but just as a rule of thumb, if a nigga's too happy to give you some juice, just in any setting, any gender, nah. I got this for you. I didn't ask for that. No, I got this for you. I'm good. I'm good forever.
I do want to bring up which Danny told me about Aretha Franklin, which surprised me about what she said when she was at the height of her career. And what was the activist? I can't remember her name.
Oh, so Angela Davis, who was a very prominent black nationalist back in the day. Mm-hmm. She still does a lot of speeches. Google Angela Davis. She's really dope. They were jailing her, trying to put her under the jail for being black and proud. And Aretha Franklin did an interview where they asked her about Angela Davis, and she said that if they arrest her, I'll post her bail money. And then she said, doesn't matter what the bail money is, I'll always cover it, because she said, I make my money from black people, and Angela Davis represents black people, and so I've always got her back. Mm-hmm. She was also the first woman ever inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yep.
Damn.
So her career was legendary, and also her shade was legendary.
Oh yes.
Yo, Fox News confused her. I think it was Fox News confused her for Patti LaBelle. And that's the worst confusion because she hated Patti.
Yeah. It was
that's the worst confusion.
R&B.
There's supposedly a video of Aretha singing at an award show, and she's going down the aisle shaking hands, and Patti LaBelle goes to shake her hand, and Aretha just adjusts the scarf on her stand, and Patti just plays it off mad cool. I was just that's a fucking legend, right?
Shady boots.
Oh my God. I'm gonna see you after the show.
Listen, to anyone listening, just why are we celebrating black shade? Listen, all the icons were shady, okay?
Prince.
Michael Jackson and Prince couldn't stand each other.
What?
They were plotting on each other constantly, right? And then even from our era, you can't put Brandy and Monica in the same goddamn room.
Nah.
Yo, what is
That's
up
on
with that?
site. That's on site.
Yeah, Brandy had the black eye.
Yeah, Whitney wasn't having it in her day either.
Word.
Nah. Oh man, but yeah, R.I.P. Aretha Franklin. We gotta appreciate our legends while they're alive. Tell them that they're great now. Don't tell me all this shit, all this cool shit I learned about Aretha and death. I'm why do you need to die for me to learn that? Why? Tell that story now, my G. If you got some crazy Stevie Wonder facts, some Smokey Robinson stories, tell that shit now. I don't want to wait till they pass away. We're gonna get
on the DVD box set. They're gonna come out the special hit behind the scenes.
Oh, the Motown box sets.
I hope they do.
Back in '85 when he put the baby powder in his hand. Yo, speaking of which, have y'all been watching that Bobby Brown thing?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it, but Black Twitter been blowing my whole mind. So he threw Janet out the room butt naked?
No, that was supposed to be on the cutting room scene, but BET cut that out. It was supposed to be there.
But he
threw
Janet out.
Yes.
The story goes, he threw Janet out the room butt naked just after Rhythm Nation Janet, mind you. Right? We even get into Velvet Rope. We in the middle of Velvet. Oh my God. He throws that Janet out the room butt naked, then says to himself, oh my God, that's Janet Jackson. Grabs the towel, throws it at her, then closes the door again. Yo! Bobby!
Legend.
That is a savage.
Legendary savage.
Bobby! Oh my God, Bobby!
I knew that.
Okay.
I knew that this was happening. I had no idea the extent to which it went.
Bro, Janet. Oh my!
Yo, I literally just tapped into Velvet Rope, son, and I was pissed off because I got Apple Music and I'm about to switch over the title because I'm tired of giving more people money. But I went to.
We still appreciate the sponsors, Apple.
I went to get the I get lonely.
Yeah.
I get.
They did not have the remix with Blackstreet.
Wow.
Bro, just the original. Now I was pissed off. I was highly upset.
That remix got a music video.
Son, come on, son. They ain't even changed the words. They was like, yo, you know what? Leave the lyrics the exact same way. Let my man come in here and just go off. And we gonna have Janet whip her titties out, and everything's gonna be good.
Yo, the entire generation was birthed on "I Get Lonely" right there.
What?
Yo,
all them 90s babies.
Right.
Wow.
Goddamn.
Kicked her out and gave her a towel and still closed the door.
Can we talk while we're on the subject of Janet? Can I bring up something I discovered this week? Do y'all know who Les Moonves is?
Not really.
That
Les
name sounds
Moonves is the head of CBS, right? CBS is the most successful TV network in all of America. To give you perspective, they had How I Met Your Mother, Big Bang Theory, Two Broke Girls. That's all under Les Moonves' time, right? Recently, Les Moonves has been getting the Me Too treatment. The stories have been coming out about him, right? And he's been trying to fight it. As of today, he has lost that fight.
He stepped down.
Not because of the allegations that came out.
Right.
6 more detailed allegations were revealed. But the reason I'm bringing him up is not because of Me Too. He was instrumental in hurting Janet Jackson's career because he was president of CBS when the Super Bowl incident happened. Justin Timberlake came crying to him to apologize, and he loved that, and he forgave him. But Janet never apologized to him or met his standards of apology, so he spited her and blocked all her videos from all Viacom networks. Viacom at the time, and still does to this day, owned VH1, BET, and MTV. He killed that shit. He killed that shit after the Super Bowl. So this is the era when videos mattered. He killed her video presence on TV, and when she tried to get deals with Viacom affiliated shit, he put in the call.
Yo,
You motherfucker.
you bitch. That's why you had to step down.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. He can't be straight. Who gets offended by nips? What? I don't call her. I said thank you. I know I'm gonna get this fine, but look,
Took one for the team, literally.
right?
Nah,
he can't be straight.
so somebody found this clip because his wife is actually on TV. His wife is Julie Chen. Julie Chen is one of the co-hosts of The Talk. And they were talking about Janet's comeback. And if you see the way Julie Chen talks about Janet, it's reflective of all the shit that they said about how Les Moonves felt about her. Julie Chen was echoing the same sentiment. So it's just kind of like, wow. Also, this also makes Justin Timberlake look bad to me. Well, I'm just like, I get it, you cried. Ultimately, Janet's responsible for her own actions, but you're still a bitch. I'm sorry. Like, I don't mean that like I want to fight you, Justin, but it's just more of just like, how come you get the come back to Super Bowl and she can't even be on TV anymore? What the fuck is that? And why you threw her under the bus like you weren't part of it, number 2?
Yeah.
And I still ain't let that Prince shit go. That nigga ain't like you. You ain't like him. Fuck this fraudulent shit celebrating his legacy. Like, you don't see Diddy out here at Tupac tributes. Like, listen, niggas don't do this shit. That should be fraudulent as fuck. Like, I didn't fuck with you when you were around. Like, I'm not gonna pretend I fuck with you at death. Like, I don't wish death on you, but like, come on. Like, that's just fraudulent as fuck.
He
Like,
couldn't make money with him when he was alive, so he did it while he was dead.
No facts. You gonna speak on it?
And then he also had a little All Lives Matter moment. But you know what? I'm going to get off of you, JT. All I want to say is Les Moonves, fuck you.
Fuck
6
ya.
more times.
I know you're about to cash out at CBS.
I see what you did there. 6 more times. Okay,
because
Chris.
CBS is about to write him a healthy check because they're breaching his contract. But CBS is already trying to like make it look less bad. I heard that they're about to write $20 million to like a charity that deals with battered women because they don't have to write Les Moonves a much bigger check. So they're like, no, we care about this. Oh God, please let me get more press with this shit. But yeah, I learned that shit. I was just like, wow. This is the behind the scenes industry shit that we're gonna get into later with the Eminem MGK shit.
Yeah.
That I was just like, damn, M, trying to Benzino a nigga? Wow.
That's exactly what the hell that was.
Benzino the nigga, facts.
Yo, let's get into some black nerd shit.
Yeah.
Insecure season 2. I haven't seen the episode, but I'm about to make a declarative statement. Issa trash, okay? Y'all been raging on Lawrence for an entire year.
Exactly.
Issa's the same motherfucking person. Issa trash. What the fuck y'all niggas talking about? She got 2 jobs and no house. How you do that?
Ladies and gentlemen,
Issa right now? No.
She got 2 jobs, a degree, no house, no direction.
no credit.
What the fuck is
She ain't got no credit, no savings.
Oh, her credit score is
So
low.
technically, is she an ain't shit nigga?
Yes, that's what I was waiting for. Oh, I'm sorry. Do you hear Vonna right now? She crying. I'm sorry, Hybrid. She crying right now.
Listen, I ain't on her side with that shit.
Okay, I'm just saying,
Fuck that.
Fuck that.
And
Yo.
she fucking with somebody that's just as lame as she is, from what I'm hearing.
All right, so I'm gonna get into
Oh,
it.
my God.
Boom, right now. All right, first of all, hold on. I believe Issa broke the vase. I'm gonna say that shit right now. I believe Issa broke the vase. It was broke when I got there. No, it wasn't.
Oh my god,
that's cool.
You and her friend gonna need to let that go.
Cause I know what it is. I know what Molly's holding on to is the principle. Just say it. Just say it. Sorry, guys. All right. So now Issa, a lot of people were complaining about the season, saying it was slow, but it apparently is doing really good. She just got renewed for a 4th season. Shout out to you, Issa. Mm-hmm. Definitely. Now what's going on is Issa is she just got a house. You know, she got an apartment, not a house, and she's an apartment manager. And the thing is, she was living with Daniel. You know, that little temptation was there. She tried to give Daniel advice, like, you know, just take the blunt. You know what I'm saying? In a sense, it's like, yo, don't worry about it. It's your craft. Just use it to get in. He didn't listen, kind of like a certain Lawrence was. He was stubborn, right? And he got shot down altogether. Like, he's not getting any type of play whatsoever, right? All right, cool. Issa right now is at a job she doesn't like. Well, she just quit the job. She was at a job she didn't like, right? They were treating her like trash because as soon as they demoted her back to the office, clerical shit, the boss was looking at her like she ain't shit. Let's be real. Let's call it for what it is, right? She's going through all this stuff. She was doing party lift and all this other. Son, Issa, you were the Lawrence too. Like, son, you were the name of the two. Let's call it for what it is. It's a dope series as usual. There's a lot of things going on. I think we're missing it right now, but it's just like, yo, Issa, you ain't shit in this season too. But I love this show because they bring up a lot of different things to talk about. Like the vase is just one thing. You know what I'm saying? They bring up so much culture. They talk. She had us walk through some of the most famous California hoods and whatnot in the 3rd episode or 4th episode, whatever it was, and it's dope because she sneaks that in. I don't know about y'all though. I've done some reckless shit on dates. I would not go skinny dipping on kind of like a makeshift date, which is what she did with this new guy. But I'm gonna let y'all talk. Ain't
Question, because I've heard there's some pushback against Insecure. Yeah. From specifically professional black women that think Issa's character is too much of a hot mess. Do you think it's too negative a portrayal of someone of her success levels, or can you actually think of someone in real life who would mirror her position in life currently?
So like of Issa, real talk, I feel like you can't jump, you can't time skip. Like you have to show growth. Mm-hmm. And certain things Issa's done and how she handles situations and where she gets her affirmation and her strength from, like that's in any one of us. And at any point in time, like I can think about a time like a couple years ago when I was broke. You know what I'm saying? The market went down. I was broke. I was living in an apartment that the government helped me pay for. You feel me? And, you know, I still try to live my best life. And I still made some wrong decisions as a young man. But I can understand, like, there are still real life situations that are being talked to in that show. I don't think it's too negative a portrayal because this is real life. Like, remember, first season talked about actually going to therapy. Mm-hmm. Like, actually getting help. You know what I'm saying? Dealing with other stuff. And that's something that we shy away from. She tapped on that. I appreciate that. Because some of us do need that. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but, you know, we need to work through our problems. The whole situation, I'm the only one to bring up Molly because I want to read too much. But, like, with Molly and the dude who's married and you know, polygamy. You know, that's all right, cool. You know, he's married.
What
maybe that's not your
wife do is our business.
What he got on now?
He's still by his wife, though.
I said, God damn.
So technically, he's a faithful black man, and he's still by his wife. But like you look at polygamy, that's something that's an actual lifestyle, and it's looked down upon. It's like, well, is it really a bad thing, or is it a bad thing because that's something you don't want? You
I want that. That shit sounds fun. But only 2 though. More than 2. Y'all niggas is wild. I don't understand. I see them dudes with 7 wives. I'm like, I'd have killed myself 7 times. Like, what is the matter with you? Like, they all gonna sync up. Like, you wake up one morning, go for breakfast, and just getting death stares. Nah, I'm going back to sleep. Fuck this.
Man cave.
I'm good with one, man. I got enough problems with the one I got. I don't need nobody else to tap in and team up and fucking Wonder Twin Power one. Are you kidding me? Because you know that shit gonna fucking tap
Facts.
in. They be like, oh, you know what? He said this. You know the other day what he said to me?
And then the third one come out of nowhere.
How pissed would you be? Just if you had 2. You had one for your left hand, one for your right hand.
Right.
If you had 2 chicks in your house and neither one of them was letting you smash, bro, you can't get no love nowhere. And you still gotta go and handle your own business.
That's
on an
true.
off day, son.
When you're in a doghouse with 2 women, man. I think that's why I got mad kids. Like, fuck you. My kids still love me.
Because the dog, after a certain point, won't even fuck with you.
The dog's like, nah, you don't control the bowl. You wildin'. Like, get away from me.
Listen, she rub my belly and feed me, nigga. You just walk me. I ain't fucking with you. I can walk myself.
Words,
I got 4 legs. You got 2. Clearly, I'm better at you than this.
The last time I fucked with you, she didn't buy kibble, all right?
Over here getting me dry food. She getting me wet shit.
Oh, my God.
Giving me on sale kibble. What the fuck?
Yo.
There's no K. I'm colorblind. That don't mean I can't read. There's no K.
I love the fact that we're having this conversation about Insecure, because I'm going to always be that guy to be like, yo, this is so dope. A few years ago, I remember going, man, I'm going to just be talking about Madea forever, aren't I? Like, that's just my lot in life. Just like Madea in space. Again, that's not a knock on Tyler Perry. It's just like
Madea
it went
joins
from
the
him
Justice
being
League.
the only option to one of many. And I love that there's a show about the complexity of being both a modern black professional and also a fuck up in the world trying to find your way in professional and personal life. I love it, man. That's positive shit. Shout out to Issa. She was on the cover of Glamour magazine.
Yeah.
That was a use.
You saw it. I don't know if you've been watching the after the show interviews. I see you, Issa.
I've been noticing too. I'm like, okay. First of all, Issa, you always look good, but this money glow on you. Your skin is reflective now. Like,
Issa, is that new Fenty you wearing? Like,
Yo, when I started seeing her a couple times, I was like, all that ran through in my head was fucking DMX. Till she gave me the pussy. I was like, yo, who's she smashing? Is she glowing? I know she got her money up and she happy, she living life, but who's getting that? Because she's extra, like, she eating good, living good.
I don't know. We don't know. She might be by herself, which means she right for the picking. You know what I'm saying? If she going down that lane.
her homegirl Yvonne is living like the Black African dream. You saw her who's her husband or husband to be?
Nah.
NFL player, master's degree. Nigga look like he eats the weights at the gym. And I'm like, damn, you're making your parents happy. Like, he got a good job and an education.
Snatch.
Snatchies.
Oh, man.
And he's straight.
Right?
And he's straight. That's a qualified factor. There's a lot of shit getting fucked up right now.
I can remind me of that later because there's some shit I'm not going to talk about on air.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a conversation we should have off air. But that shit just triggered me. That's funny.
I was fixing my mouth to say something. You got it. So, like, I'm done.
There's an important turn on the show. Like, she quit her job at the end of the show.
Yeah.
It's interesting to see what,
Like I said, it started off slow, but it's like, once again, it's a lot of hidden stuff in it. You know what I'm saying? It's not. It may be slow, but it's not like there's a waste episode. There's something always there, and there's growth. You know what I'm saying? I give her that for sure. Unfortunately, she still ain't shit this season. So anyway,
female Lawrence ass
again.
Give it a Best Buy uniform.
Bring Lawrence back.
We're gonna get into Black Klansman. I don't know if y'all saw it.
I want to. I haven't yet.
It's a dope movie. I recommend it, but I want y'all to know it's a work of fiction going in. Like, the concept of the black guy joining the Klan and talking to the Klansmen, that's all real, but everything else, totally made up. So I just want you to get that backstory going in, because there's going to be scenes where you're like, man, that really happened? No.
Some Black Dynamite shit.
But as a movie, honestly, I think it's one of Spike Lee's dopest films. Like, I don't think it's like top 5 because he's got some catalog.
Right, Malcolm X is top 5.
Oh my God,
For
Do
sure.
the Right Thing. What was that shit where he was at the HBCU?
School Days?
Woo! In the end, when Lawrence Fishburne is yelling into the camera, "Wake up!" Oh my God, Tisha Campbell back in the day. Ooh,
Fire.
my God.
Damn.
Oh, House Party, School Days, then Martin. Woo.
I'll say Crooklyn for sure. I think that was a classic.
You know her and Dwayne getting a divorce.
Yeah.
He's what?
Her and Dwayne getting divorced.
Really?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, she about to pay some spousal support. I'm not being shady. I'm being dead serious. He's suing for spousal support.
She
Dead
was
serious.
more relevant than him in the later years, though. I ain't gonna front.
Yeah.
She was way more relevant.
Yeah, for a long time. That's okay though. Ain't no judgment. Like, hey, free money.
I think the last thing he did was above the rim.
Wow! No, we can't do it to Dwayne like that. No,
I'm gonna just say this. You ain't shit.
No, we can't. I gotta Google this shit now. You ain't gonna do Dwayne Martin like that. Hold on, I gotta Google this shit.
God damn.
He from Brooklyn too. Now he can't be doing Brooklyn people like that. Juice, come on, man. Juice said above the rim.
He gonna come for you, son. He gonna roll up on you. I heard what you said, motherfucker.
Nah, hold up. All of Us.
Oh.
That UPN show that his boy Will Smith put on for him.
I do remember.
Shout out to Will holding your boy down, giving you a whole ass show. You need some money? I got you. We're gonna get this TV show going. But yeah, Black Klansman is really dope. I love the way it was shot. It was really interesting storytelling. It was humorous. It was witty. I'd really recommend anyone watch it. I don't know if there's going to be like Oscar nominations, but like original screenplay, I think is a really good, or even directing, because there were some moments, like there's a speech in which Kwame Nkrumah, I think that was his name, because there's originally another black activist in the 70s, but he had changed his name when he went to Africa. And he was giving this speech, and what Spike Lee did in that scene was that while the guy was saying some really powerful things, his focus was on the face of the audience, so you can see how they were taking it in, and it really made the words hit, and it's just like a really dope scene. Like, just that scene alone. Next movie, Crazy Rich Asians. That was dope. I never felt so poor. Oh my God, them niggas just got some money. Woo! Oh my God. If y'all never seen this, okay, it's a rom-com. Mm-hmm. It's like nothing new in the world of rom-com, but it's just like, it's like a story. It's like a rom-com with a cultural perspective that you're not familiar with, right? Mm-hmm. Like, for example, the main character. This is not anything crazy with the plot. The Constance Wu from Fresh Off the Boat is one of the main characters. She's an NYU economics professor. If any one of y'all brought home an NYU economics professor, would your family be impressed? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
In this movie, her fiance's family was underwhelmed. They're like, "Oh, you teach?" I was like, "Shit."
That's disrespectful as fuck.
That was basically, they didn't say it like that, but that was the energy they got. It was like, you're a professor. Oh, and you're American. All right.
Crazy.
Yo, that was the moment I was like, this is a whole different level. If y'all underwhelmed by NYU, Jesus.
Fighting, son.
Yo,
don't the teachers get close to 6 digits there?
yes! They were underwhelmed, brother. Yo, this movie got so crazy in parts. There was parts because I saw, like, it was a bunch of my Asian friends and Latino friends, like my multicultural ass group friends, went to go see the movie. And I turned to my homegirl, my Puerto Rican homegirl. She's listening to this right now. And I looked at him like, yo, maybe it's just me, but I would have squared up on one of these niggas at this point. Because there's a lot of shit being said to my face that have been like, fuck all this cultural tolerance. You need to step outside. You're talking hella crazy to me right now.
Yeah.
And then she said, I thought the same thing.
Fuck around, they whip that Tai Chi on your ass. That's what they did for Phys Ed.
Oh my God. But
Fuck your whole shit up. It man style.
There is one thing, though, I'll say about this movie that caught me. I was just like, it was Crazy Rich Asians, but it was like more East Asians. So it's like, Singaporeans, Malaysians, Chinese. And they were in Singapore, and Singapore has like the entire Asian diaspora. They got like people from all over the continent. And I was like, the one time I saw brown folks in the movie, there were staff, and I was just like,
You know how that shit goes.
I'm gonna let that go though, because listen. It's just one movie. It can't be everything to everybody. And those people in the movie are real as fuck. Because I googled the author, and he was like, he gave people that he like based the characters on. Them niggas is real. Out here, like at Fashion Week, getting private jewelry showings. I didn't know that was a thing. Yeah, I didn't know at all. And they're like making custom pieces just for you because you buy regularly. What? Like your jeweler is pre-making pieces? Like, oh my god, that's a life I don't understand. I don't understand that shit at all.
Jeweler trying to get chose.
But I highly recommend the movie. It's a dope film. Very entertaining. It's been the #1 movie in the box office for a good minute. It was funny. I said two things watching the whole movie. I'd be like, what the fuck is happening? Because there's some shit that went over your head. Because, I'm not East Asian. And the other part is just like, I'm just so broke.
Any rich triads was in that movie? Or?
Nah.
That was all legal money?
Right? I said it all.
There was this dope scene in the beginning of the movie though, where where like
dope.
They checked into this British hotel, and the white hotel guy was looking at these this East Asian family, and he's like, "Who are you?" And she's like, "We have a reservation," and she gave her name. And she had a little bit of an accent, so he pretended he didn't understand what she said. And then she knew what he was doing, so she spoke in very clear English, said her name again. And he looked at the address book, and he's like, "Oh, we don't have a reservation. Maybe you should go across town to name this hotel. They'd be more welcoming." And then, so it was just kind of like, so she said, so they're like, whoa. Then she said, "Can I use your phone then to get a taxi?" So she called, and he's like, "How long is the cab going to be there?" She's like, "Don't worry about it." Then this white guy comes downstairs and says, "Oh, Mrs. Blah, 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 it's so great to see you," talking to the Asian woman. And then the hotel staff's like, "You know her? Yes. This is the new owner of the hotel's wife." And he's like, the woman like, "Oh, shit. You done fucked up.
Get you a new job ASAP.
Kiss your ass
goodbye." I was like, that's a dope scene right there. That moment
better walk out the door with her.
It was at this point he knew he fucked up.
He fucked up. Facts. Wow.
Dope movie. I recommend everybody see it. It's very entertaining. Let's talk about The Shop on HBO, LeBron James' new show.
Yo, dope. I had a chance to check it out. I was actually looking for the cast. On the first episode, because it is a series, you have Maverick Carter, you got his business partner James, you got Snoop Dogg, you got Odell Beckham Jr., you got Alvin Kamara, I hope I'm saying that name correctly, you got Draymond Green, you got Candace Parker, Jon Stewart, Snoop Dogg. So it's like, it's literally, they come in, they introduce what the shop is. Like in the barber shop, they talk about like, yo, everybody's in here and they're always talking. They talk about the game previously, the week before, whatever. They're talking about whatever, politics. There's always that one guy that's not getting the cut but talking shit throughout the whole day. And then it goes into some deep convo. Like, Braun, like, literally talks about what it is to be an athlete going to an all-white school and how
he talked about that. He didn't mess with white people until he went to that school.
Yep. Wow. He talks about, like, how when he had the word nigger painted on his fence, how that affected him and his family, and how he explained to his kids what it meant and what to go from there. Mm-hmm. Candace Parker also loves him because he tells his daughter that whenever his daughter says she can't, he says you can. Try again, fail, and then try it again until it works. And she says she loves him for that because she feels that women, little girls particularly, they don't get that talk. Boys get that talk, but women have it done for them instead.
Yeah.
And she's like, that's not how I was raised. I was raised just as equally as boys, and she wants that. That's how she's raising her child. I think she has a daughter, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah, she's also married to a former NBA player, Sheldon Williams, if I'm not mistaken.
Right. They touched up on a lot of different topics. It was dope for like 30, 40 minutes, however long it was. It was like really dope. They talked about...
Was that the one where they talked about... I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Where they talked about him naming his son after him?
Yes. Because he was like... he didn't know he was setting his son up for that. You know what I'm saying? And then the pressure of being the junior and going into the same career as him and whatnot. But he says, I can only give him the blueprint and show them. It's up to them to make their choices.
So he almost regrets it?
He regrets it. You said it. He said, I regret naming my kid LeBron Jr. because, he likes basketball. So now, like, every time he does something, it's not him doing it. It's LeBron James Jr.
Right.
But, I mean, to counteract that, you could have named that dude Claudius. He's still LeBron James' son. Yeah. At the end of the day, no one is going to think anything else about that.
It's dope. They talked about the usage of the word nigga and the impact of it. Jon Stewart is like really coming into the community. He's like really into it, and he's like, you know, trying to explain like how people look at comedians, how people just look at entertainers, and how they don't think what we do really affects the culture when we are moving the culture, when we're shaping the culture. You know, we're the talk and all this other stuff. Draymond Green reminds me of the drunk uncle. Like, he has some points. He has some points. I think he had a wine glass in his hand too. So he's like, he has some points, but it's like, all right, Draymond, all right, grandpa. Watch it. It's really dope. It's on HBO. You know me, I'll tell you all the time. If you don't have it, sign up for it. Cancel your HBO subscription. Get prorated if anything, but keep it. It's dope. This series is dope. Snoop. They gave Snoop so much props because it's like, yo, you've been around for so long. And I said, like, people forgot Snoop was up on that murder charge, but he's reinvented himself so many times to keep relevant. That's not easy to do.
And still the same person.
And he has hits. I'm sorry to say it. He has hits.
He got a catalog. Fuck hits.
I
will say this.
Dog is really like our Willie Nelson. Like
For
we've
real,
never,
though.
like, people talk about LL, but LL is shifted into acting.
Right.
Snoop is still making music
Yep.
that
Like,
people
My
care
man's
about.
got a church album out right now.
He had a reggae album
Yeah, I'm
out.
about to say he did Rust. What do you call him?
Snoop Lion.
Snoop Lion. So what I want to bring up really quickly is with Snoop. Snoop sounds like, I've listened to Snoop talk before, but here is like, he sounds like a dope like uncle or parent that you want to listen to. You feel me? Like, he talked to you, he's like that's the uncle you listen to, and you listen to what he say. And that's something you just you just listen. You don't say anything.
He done been there, done that.
Right.
Shit.
Yeah,
Every
yeah.
single way you could
Right.
cut it.
And I was just like, yo, I feel his words. He didn't really have too many talking spots, but he said some stuff. I was like, whoa, this Snoop? You know what I'm saying? Like, this Snoop? Definitely check it out. It's worth your time. I'm out here giving passwords for some money. You know what I'm saying? Holla at me with the best offer. I might help you out. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, go to Shakedown. What else we got?
We got, what'd you call it?
Cloak and Dagger?
Cloak and Dagger. So I also saw this one too. I'm on the second episode. Actually pretty dope. Pretty flippin' dope. For those that don't know, Cloak and Dagger are actually, they're not called mutants. They're like Spider-Man. They got their powers. I forgot what they classified as. But anyway, they got their powers from like some external force. In the comics, it was from this guy who had pretty much kidnapped them and used them as test experiments. In the actual show, they just happened to be at the same place, same time when an oil rig from Roxxon blew up, and something in the chemicals, whatever, gave them their powers as Cloak and Dagger. By the second episode, they have already met, whatever. It's really dope because the girl Tandy, her mother is currently hooked on drugs. I don't know what happened to her, but it seemed like she got an addiction for being hooked on drugs from after the injury. And her father worked at Roxxon. He dies. The boy, Ty, his brother is actually shot and killed by a corrupt cop, and he sees everything. And he's like, he's so angry because he's like, it's his fault that why it happened, and he can't do anything about it. So they both lost people at the time the accident happened, and you see how their life revolves around. She's kind of like robbing rich kids to kind of get out of her predicament. She's living in a makeshift shelter. Nobody knows. He's dealing with his family, who's still kind of like putting so much weight and pressure on him because they lost their son, their older son before.
And he has to be everything.
Right. And then now he's angry. He's angry. He's like really angry, and it's like, I like how it's shot too, because if you look at the dialogue, it's not like you're gonna be easily impressed. But if you take a step back, it's like if you were a teenager, you'd understand what he's going through. And I think that's really dope. Like I said, I'm only up to the second episode, but it's really dope. They make you understand that these kids are technically looking for something, and they've all been impacted. And it's like really, really dope. Shout out to these guys. They made it so much more informative and relatable. It's definitely relatable. Check it out. It's on the platform, I think, Freeform. Freeform is a website. You don't have to download the app. It is free.
It's also a TV channel.
It's a TV channel? I didn't know that.
It's a TV channel.
It used to be, what's that stupid shit? ABC Family.
Yeah.
It got rebranded as Freeform.
Okay. I was about to say, you might want to have your privacy set on just in case they're trying to sell your cookies and whatnot. I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? But it's really dope. I like where it's going so far. Next time I'll definitely have the okay on it, like for sure. It's only like 13 episodes, 12 or 13. Freeform. Oh man, they got a whole bunch of stuff. What's next on the list?
What's Fallen Kingdom?
Alright, so Jurassic Park. Fallen Kingdom, the second part, pretty much. You know what? I only wanted to bring this up for one thing.
Hold on, was that the one where the island was blowing up?
Yes,
I did see that one, nephews. I thought I didn't.
God, I hate Chris Pratt's Jurassic Park. So I like Chris Pratt, but his shit's is terrible.
So what I realized is that Jurassic Park actually talks about corruption of governments and pretty much illegal sales of weapons through dinosaurs. But we kind of like bypass that because it's all about the Tyrannosaurus Rex, the raptor, blah, 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 blah. Mm-hmm. In this one, you literally see them go to step 2, like, bruh, like they're actually trying it. And if you didn't see the movie, I'm sorry, I'm going to spoil it for you. But they end up bringing dinosaurs to pretty much the mainland. Yeah. They lied and said it was like a secure land. No, it's the mainland. So now dinosaurs are going to be running rampant in like, let's just say America. They don't say where, but let's just say America. You know, it kind of looks like America. It looks like Cali at one point.
They literally did that Jurassic Park movie though already. Remember before Chris Park, they literally had that. That's like.
But now it was just the T-Rex.
Now it's the Allosaurus, it's the the Triceratops, because I don't think the Brontosaurus is there. Yeah. It's like the Raptor Blue. It's a whole bunch of them.
Yeah. Did you like the movie?
It was alright. It was alright. No. It wasn't bad. Like, if you go to see it, I'm not gonna lie to you, it wasn't a waste of your $12, $15.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's a Jurassic Park movie. It lost its spice.
Message.
I think The Lost World was probably the best one. And I think that's the raptor scene when they had the fields and you were hunting like the special ops. I think that's the best one. Jurassic World 3. What's his face? The Fly himself. Michael Goldblum?
Yes,
Michael Goldblum.
No.
Jeff Goldblum.
Jeff Goldblum. Yeah.
He actually made a cameo in there. He's actually in the beginning and end and whatnot. That's all right. Yeah.
But he did give the forewarning as to what was to come throughout the movie.
Yeah, you don't see it though. It doesn't show it like that. It doesn't. Yeah.
I saw it through kids' eyes because both my nephews are into dinosaurs heavy, so I had no choice but to see it.
Yeah.
I was hella excited because they were excited. Like, I had one sitting on my lap and the other one on my right. And they're like, Uncle, oh my God, that dinosaur. And I forgot what the hell the most recent dinosaur's name is or what species he is.
Nope, don't even look this way. No.
Fire. Like, that shit is OD and hella smart. So it's going to be a problem. Because the T-Rex was like just bumbling down the damn street when they were... Nah, not this one. This one, like, is going to be on some reckless shit. Like, sneaking up on people, blending in and shit, snatching motherfucking dogs up out of the trees and shit. Like, it's gonna be crazy, and it can climb, so it's a wrap.
Yeah, they killed the original prototype, so we'll see. They'll bring it back, you know. Oh, real quick, Michael Myers Halloween is coming out. I know some of y'all may not be fans of it, but the recent Michael Myers, the Halloween series, have been really dope. Really like dope. And
this isn't like the ones when he was in space, was it?
No, that's Jason X.
Sorry, I apologize.
Jason
I know somebody with a space. That's when you know you gave up, when the nigga goes to space.
Right? Well, this one, this Michael series, this Halloween series, I forgot who does it. They actually try to get psychological and get into the brain. And now they have Jamie Lee Curtis revising the role. Is it Jamie Lee Curtis? Yeah, Jamie Lee Curtis revising the role as a sister. And she's like, yo, I was waiting for him to get back out so I can kill him myself. I'm like, damn, Jamie. She read all the smoke.
She ain't never gave up on wanting to off his ass, ever. She wanted to blow his head clean off.
I'm not going to lie to you. You need people like that. Because Michael and Jason and all them don't go away. They come back.
I would just moved.
Well, to
you
be
can
fair,
have the whole hood. I'm out.
He gonna find her.
Facts. He goes.
Listen, Jason came to Manhattan, bro.
Freddie came into the real world multiple times. I'm just saying.
You don't remember Jason Takes Manhattan, son? Oh my God, that's when 42nd Street was reckless. Oh my God. That's when shit was reckless. It wasn't no tourist trap. It was literally
there was not a Disney store.
It was none of that shit. It was hoes. Hey. And drinking and gambling.
Hey. The leprechaun even came to the hood. I'm just saying.
Come on, son. This is true. Homeboys went to outer space.
I remember. First of all, I know that's one of the worst reviewed shows in all of history.
I love that shit.
I was a kid when I watched it, and I fucking loved that show as a kid.
I wish I would have that shit on DVD right now, bro. I would definitely know everywhere.
In outer space. I remember the theme song, Mercenary Brothers. Oh, that was a nigga moment. Anyway. Yo, did anyone play a new Spider-Man game?
I have.
No, I've been seeing everybody talking
my
about it.
roommate got it, but so I'm gonna look at it.
Is it good?
Juice is gonna rob him.
That shit's been getting so it's all over fucking internet.
Yeah.
Why is it so popular? What's
So,
like the
first of all, let's acknowledge the many failures that Spider-Man as a franchise and a game has had. You know what I'm saying? They built up and they just fail. What they've done is, I've watched the whole YouTube series on. I fell down a YouTube hole. Is they went back to like the original Spider-Man, I think, on PlayStation, where he used to just web and you didn't see where the web goes.
Yeah.
And they implemented that, and they also implemented Batman Arkham Asylum Origins battle feature.
Oh.
So,
that
what
makes
happens,
sense.
if you don't already know, so Batman, Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, and all the other titles that came up got really famous because it put you as Batman. It put you in this hopeless, supposed situation. You're in Arkham, but the battling, like how you fight criminals, like you would actually do combos. They have to connect, and you would get a warning, and it'd be up to you to dodge it. People fell in love with that. There's so much more to it because the combos and different gadgets you can use. Now imagine that, right? And make it Spider-Man. Make it Spider-Man who's got spider sense, who can do things, grab things, and flip it and flip you and knock out. Yo, it is crazy. Also, just webbing throughout, because that's what little kids love too. Just webbing throughout Manhattan is crazy because you can do flips
through the buildings and shit. Yeah,
pull yourself down. In Spider-Man 3, the movies and all this, and then I hear the story's actually pretty good as well. It's pretty dope. They brought the Phantom Zone guy, whatever his name, and then, of course you fight Wilson Fisk, and it's just like an overall dope experience. It's like a dope experience. Like people are raving about the fluidity of it. The story's pretty good, and just having fun. Because you know what? Not for nothing, Spider-Man is kind of one of those games you play for hours. You feel me? Like, it's a 15-hour game, but you end up doing, like, all this other stuff just for fun.
Side missions and shit.
Side mission and just, like, stuff you want to do for fun. You know, because you're Spider-Man. Imagine webbing throughout the city. What are you going to do? Run up somebody's wall and whatever. So it's, like, really dope. It's really shot on a PlayStation or the PlayStation Pro, whatever, which is, like, 60 frames per second, whatever. So it's just, like, move. And then you get all the Spider-Man suits. You get, like, all these different abilities and whatnot.
Even the Venom suit?
You have something like it. It's not really the Venom suit. And that's because they didn't cover it in the movie.
Suit?
Huh?
Do you have the Tony Stark one?
Yes.
Oh, that's dope.
They have that, and you fight with the arms, too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they had that on review, bro. Like, yeah. This shit is dope. I'm not allowed to play it anymore.
At least you didn't get caught with the 2K.
Oh, shit.
Oh, yeah, the new 2K drop. Yeah. I don't give a shit about that. Red Dead Redemption's a few weeks away. Y'all about to miss me.
All I'm saying
I don't know,
is,
Rocket League is on every time.
Yo, every year when 2K drop, it's always the same thing.
Yo, they did put in some crazy features I didn't expect. They got fucking Ha Davis as a character in that shit.
Yeah. Yo, their career mode.
Yeah.
Yo.
Yeah, they got him in there. I think they probably gonna pop up with a couple more people too.
Their career mode is a real ass RPG. Like, because people don't realize that's the element that career mode is. Like, it's an RPG, but what made this year so special? Because I was watching the features about this shit. Is like, not only in your career mode, if you play the storyline, you got to work your way up to the league. Niggas is not even sending you to D-League. You going overseas, bruh. Like, don't even speak English. You out here hooping for niggas, even know what they cheering you or booing you. Fuck this.
I felt like they had to step it up.
Deal. Get me out of here.
I signed up for Baller Brand.
I'll be out to look the way you're hooping with y'all. Get me out of here.
I wear the Zoes. Nobody gives a fuck. They don't know me out here. Niggas shit famous.
I feel like they had to come through because NBA Live 2018 is back. 2018 is back in 2019. And you know what? Everybody remembers 2K, but Live was it for a minute. Live, especially when you had Jordan unlocked on the court, the street court, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then they died, and now they're back. So it's like, oh, yeah, you want to come back? Well, this is what we have to, what you got. You know what I'm saying?
I did have Live 18. What I liked about it, they had the female thing, too. They had WNBA included.
They do?
Yeah?
In Live 19.
Oh, that's dope.
And
That's the first it has to be.
Yeah.
So already, you see what they got to do. You see they got to step up.
I gotta get on that FIFA wave because I've been getting into soccer, man. Since I can't watch the NFL,
Rocket League,
and
bro.
I can't fucking do college football because they don't pay niggas either. Fuck them
Hold
too.
on. I'm gonna advocate for my sponsor right here, Chris, Highbridge representative for Rocket League. Right, whenever he plays, it's always fun. First of all, he talks mad shit. All right, to the people playing him. to the people that are actually on his team, to Vonna in the background.
To my nephews, everybody get it. Free smoke, goddamn.
He out here giving smoke. But it's so funny because it's literally like NASCAR or Hot Wheels truck, in a sense, and you playing with trucks, but now you gotta like play soccer with it, and it's not like you just driving, like you got
FIFA
boost
with cars, bro.
Yo,
Like,
and then these wild shots,
you,
people
son.
don't understand when you do wild stuff, there's random stuff, you get hype. You be trying that shit all the time. I feel bad because I be asking questions. I was like, "Yo, Chris, can you use this?" He'd be like, "Yeah," and I'd be like, "Ah, shit, I'm asking too many questions." He focused now. You know what I'm saying?
I get real quiet and shit. He be back in the background laughing.
Listen, son, since I actually went to a game, I went to a MLS game a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
He's in my hood.
It was Red Bulls versus New York City FC at Yankee Stadium. By the way, if y'all want to take your someone like to hang out to a game, seats are so cheap, my nigga. Like I was right behind the goddamn net. $40.
Yeah.
And it's fun. Since the beginning of soccer, there's one complaint I gotta have. Y'all niggas are flop artists. What the fuck? Oh my god.
They're straight up and
you
down.
You can't talk about
thespians,
LeBron and then like somebody breathing you the wrong direction. Oh shit, I've been hit with a gunshot in the chest. Nigga rolling around, they bringing a card. I'm like, get up. Get up. I can't fucking stand you.
Bro, if he's shooting, he coughed. I swear to
Yo, if you ever want to cry laughing, just look at the worst or the best MLS flops on YouTube. The montages are hilarious, bro.
Yo.
Throwing themselves on the floor. I seen a dude damn near backflip and land on his neck to say that somebody kicked him, and the dude was standing there like, "What the fuck? I didn't even lift my foot." Yo, swear to God.
So MLS, Major League Soccer in the United States, is America's top league. But in the world rankings of top leagues, it's not that high.
Yeah.
So, like, if you're playing in MLS, the way I could put it is like, if you play in MLS, you're playing in a really good college basketball division, right? Mm-hmm. You're not in the NBA,
You're
right?
not even in Division 1?
No, you're in Division 1. You're in a really good Division 1 conference. So you're like in the ACC where a bunch of stars come from, but you're not in the league, right?
This means I can't live off this. I can't have a living salary.
Oh, no. That's not true, brother. Back in the day, MLS players was broke. Nowadays, they pulling up in Lambos.
Lambos.
So, like, you're like the top salary in the league is like $7 million, which is a lot. But, like, to put that in perspective, the most expensive transfer in the world happened a few weeks ago. So in FIFA football, you know how in most American sports you trade players for other players?
Yeah.
In soccer, you can straight up buy somebody.
Oh, shit.
So one team bought one player from another team for $100 million.
What, how many years?
Was it Beckham?
No, it was just, they don't even know his name. Bought him for $100 million. That's not his salary. That's how much they paid to get him. That's not his salary. That's how much they paid for the rights so they can play on the team.
I see your brow right now. let me reiterate because he told me this some time ago.
Sounds a slave to me.
I always think that. I just don't say it out loud. But it's for a sport that he wanted to do. They bought the player. That means the player to play on my team for $100 million.
And then they have to pay his salary.
Then they have to pay his salary, but they have to negotiate whatever.
Yeah.
So just to have him,
you paid somebody else $100 million for me. How you have cloth talk with this dude about me? You better be cutting real high with that $100 million.
all I'm saying is,
yes, they are.
FIFA.
The top, to put it this way, like, if you look at the world's highest paid athlete, a lot of Americans are on that list, right? Because, the American leagues pay a lot, the NBA, NFL, but them FIFA niggas? Yo, Cristiano Ronaldo? Lionel Messi? My G.
$200 million, I think.
Yo, my G. Like, we out here seeing, that's not even before the endorsements. I'm talking straight soccer money before the endorsements hit, bro.
That's you good everywhere type of money.
Yo.
Like and just the fact that like FIFA has the world presence that it has, he can literally pop up anywhere on the globe outside of America and not have a fucking problem.
Yeah.
Well, except for Mexico.
But that's also what's happening with the American League too, which is interesting because a lot of players from like the top leagues.
Yeah.
Remember, I said America's not the top league, right? Mm-hmm. But we're the biggest sports market in the world.
Yep.
So when they're not, like, say, a can't play in the British League, which is the best soccer league in the world, they'll come to America. There's a guy named Wayne Rooney. He's one of the best British players in the history
just saw his clip.
of England. And he came to the American League, and DC United is the team he played for. They were garbage. They were garbage. He's out here, LeBron and the team, son. Putting them niggas on his back. I'm going to drag your corpses to the goddamn playoffs. You trash-ass team.
You ever heard somebody give, like, maximum effort?
Yes.
That motherfucker is a Terminator. That's the T-1000 in soccer, son. Like, he's a...
Yo, you got to watch it. I'll show you the clip afterwards of when he solo dolo ran a nigga down by himself, stole the ball, then did the assist to win the game.
Son.
One play.
Then he went back across the field?
Yeah.
No,
he ran him down, stole the ball, came back, passed, assist, game done.
Wow.
Yo.
Yeah, he LeBron on the shit. So.
Like, I've never seen somebody gas themselves and it was productive. Like, that motherfucker gave everything he had for that one play.
Yeah.
And damn near passed out at the end of it, and they won the game.
So go after some full throttle and then do it back. Yo, the football field is like, soccer field is big.
Yeah, son. I can't listen. Son.
Oh, by the way, substitutions. You know how you substitute a play throughout the game and whatnot. Timeout.
There's only like 2 or 3 a game. And there's 11 players.
The game is 90 minutes, right?
Yeah, 90 plus because they let you get extra time.
Yeah, for timeouts and all that.
Fuck that.
You want to back and forth for 90 minutes. Juice. I'm in shape. I'll run around my block once. That's it.
That's it.
Run on the treadmill 15 minutes. Well, okay.
Oh man, we're gonna get out this sports talk. I feel Vonna somewhere. Like no one cares, nigga. All right, fine. We're gonna move on. We're gonna move on to some
vaginas.
To some squadding up. When Cardi B ran down on Nicki Minaj
and Ra.
When she came through with that rowdy rebel energy, took that same shit from your computer. And Nicki was like, no.
Regular hybrid shit. We don't tolerate
Yo,
no
listen.
disrespect.
So,
That's a fact.
all right, let's break it down. First of all, I think we can all agree Nicki Minaj is having a breakdown. This bitch.
Listen,
this woman.
Oh my God.
Don't put a spin on this.
No, we're gonna get to that.
Let's focus on the fact that you popping shit. You thought you was cute till somebody come and smack the contacts out your head and put your hair back to the natural color and smack the bleach out your shit.
Oh my God, it was curly though. It was wet. It was wet.
Listen, bro. It was about to be bloody because she threw the shoe first. Listen, in her song, she said these are bloody shoes. She gave the fucking precedent to what was about to happen in her life.
I'm gonna keep it funky. She wore those shoes purposely. She didn't wear no stilettos. She didn't wear no heels like that because she knew.
Was it Cardi said you don't do what to who?
Crazy. And remember, her ass came out when she was going for the shoe.
Listen.
That's just pure rage.
Yeah.
No.
Cardi done fought strippers. She don't give a fuck.
Listen, if y'all YouTube Cardi B, I remember when she was first blowing up, you know, you do your Googles about somebody, and one of the first videos of Cardi B I saw was Cardi B, Hennessy, and Cardi B's right-hand girl who's in jail right now. Star Brim, hopping out of somebody's PJs. Whole block was there. Cardi B wrapping up her hair. What the fuck? What's up?
I remember that.
She told the
listen,
Juice, try that shit in hybrid. You ain't gonna leave hybrid the same, motherfucker.
She knew what she was gonna do. She wanted to look cute, but still beat somebody's ass. That's something women try for. I'm sorry, man. Don't get me wrong. When it comes to it, like she going to the gala, come on, son. Of course,
I felt
cute.
I
but
felt
those
bad
shoes
for the
were wide
guard.
at the end for a reason. So she throw one, she got balance.
Was I the only one
Somebody
that felt
told
bad
me
for the
this.
security guard?
That makes sense.
Why?
I felt bad for the security guard because it was like there's 3 black dudes. You saw 3 of them holding it, right? And if you watch the video, there's literally one guy on the radio. We need more assistance in the East End. And it's like only one girl, 3 of you. And you're like, nah, we need to hold this down. Like we can't. I can't. She's too big. I can't.
It's like we can't hold her. She's wearing a dress. We got to create a wall. She's little. She's squeezing in between us.
Yo, when I saw that video, the first thing I said to my homegirls, I'm like, everybody is lucky that Cardi B was by herself because if you thought she would have lost her shit, imagine if Hennessy was there or Star Brim would have been. Listen, Nicki, you would have needed more security for real. For real.
Now, my man Mayhem
Uh-oh.
said that this is technically an L.
Because Cardi got knotted up. Though she left with her head held high,
Listen,
She's like,
listen. I'm gonna speak up in my deep voice right now. All right, let me tell you why it's an L. Right, history dictates that you recognize everything depending on who writes the history. Right. Mm-hmm. All right. Don't get me wrong. She definitely, because what you said is she's gonna move differently. She made Nicki Minaj move differently.
Definitely.
Did Nicki get hurt in any sort of way?
No.
Did the shoe connect?
No.
You left the fight that you instigated with the knot.
No.
All right, let me tell you what would have happened in the hood. Oh, word? You let her do that to you? Couldn't have been me. Or you let that girl do what to you? You better go back and get her. You can't come in this house like that.
Now,
Facts or nah? Facts or not?
Maybe where you from?
Wait. What? Was it Ra Ali? Was she actually there?
She was there.
Is that confirmed?
She was there, but we don't know if she threw the hit. They're saying the
security.
security.
I'm thinking it's security too.
Mm-hmm.
That thing that they said he accidentally elbowed her.
No, he came in with a plan. He knew what it was.
My thing is
just doing my job, sir.
My thing is, like I said, or like Danny said, she made her move differently. Nicki thought she was good everywhere because she got barbs and she's the hottest female.
Miley, what's
game.
good?
And yeah, all that shit. You popping flower, little
Onika, what's good?
Cardi, what's good? Oh shit, a shoe.
So like, you were good on God's green earth up until this point. Now you've divided people. And now you can't fit in every space that you want comfortably.
This is 100% true.
She's going to be in the building. And on top of that, on top of
this,
like I said, maybe where you from, niggas might have thought that shit was L. Where I'm from, you talking shit about her because she got a knot on her head, she's going to fight you now.
This is also true.
So, you can call it an L. If I don't feel I lost, motherfucker, I didn't lose. And if you feel opposite, you say it to my face.
It's only an
I'm
L.
I'm going to fight you now, too.
It's only and she fight, but it's an L because she took a hit. Don't get me wrong. Overall, did she win? Yeah. Until unless they fight and she gets beat up. Nah, I get you. But she took an L that day because she left with that knot. We're going to be focused on that knot for a minute. Nicki Minaj probably going to make some shit, some lyrics. She's going to call up a ghostwriter and talk about the knot. I still feel she took the L. I hear what you're saying, bro. We can disagree to disagree, but
that's like saying Nicki Minaj is tough. It's just not true.
Well, no one's saying that even Nicki Minaj don't punch. But the situation is just that
she was talking from security because if you listen to the video,
she did.
You can hear Cardi talking. They're having a conversation.
Ironically, the camera wasn't really panned on her.
Ew.
It's like
yo,
it doesn't necessarily get a W either. It's like you had interference in that situation.
Right, you ain't square up. You ain't be like, yo, meet me outside. You know what I'm saying? I'm not out here saying.
Listen, I don't promote violence, but I know we say this all the time.
I don't promote violence either.
But in all seriousness,
I'm gonna keep saying that for y'all.
If my choice is to see a bunch of black billionaires not fight with each other versus fight with each other, I'd rather them not fight with each other. But in that same token, in that same breath, if you're talking reckless about somebody for, at this point, months, right? Months. They ain't say shit. Mind you, they haven't said shit. Okay, fine. And then you start doing the shit with the kids. Yes. I mean, at some point, it's like to this day, I don't understand why Wiz Khalifa ain't slapped with Kanye West. To this day, I don't understand that shit. Because if he did, I'm like, I get it. I fucking get it.
Nicki thought, to go back to Chris, Nicki thought she was good. I talked about babies, nothing happened. But we all know, I feel like in New York, any mother finds out you've been talking about their child, they're coming to you. They're coming to you at the school when you pick up your child.
Oh yeah, they ain't going to announce it
your job. Oh, yeah. What you said about my son? Come on here, you little. You know what I'm saying? Because I know for a fact, if any of y'all talked about my big ass ears when my mom was alive, she running up on you and whoever with you, straight up and down. Right. So Nicki thought she was good. I wanna derive from that real quick, and drive away, and say that she's having a breakdown. Yes. Let's call it what it is. Don't get me wrong.
What's the symptoms? What's the...
She talking mad crazy, right? Okay. Niggas haven't seen Roman for how long, right? Right? That personality's gone. All the guys... First of all, Nicki, you disappoint me. Real talk. How you, Barbie, right? How you a crazy bitch, and you got crazy vagina, but none of the dudes is staying with you, and they out here snitching on you, talking about you abusing them. You a crazy girl with trash vagina, son. That doesn't exist. Pick a struggle. Pick a struggle.
I gotta come in a defense. Wait, that was Safari, okay? Meek did not make no domestic complaints at all.
He did say that. Did? Yeah, he did say that.
Oh, no, no.
I know.
He didn't say it like Safari.
I'm gonna do you like Michael Corleone. I found out it was her. It broke my heart. All right.
Yo, listen, domestic violence goes both ways.
Yeah.
Man.
And we don't advocate that, but you know what? At the same time, yo, word. So you got trash on you right now? You got trash? So she beat Roman. That's why we don't see her anymore. She beat one of her personalities. We don't see her that. She going through stuff, man. I think she really, really going through it. And look, she even came after Travis Scott.
Oh, yeah,
because
yeah.
he outsold her. What? Come on, son. What?
And that's so weird to me because I'm like, has her albums always debuted at number 1?
Nah.
Can we just talk about how our albums aren't always trash? Are always trash, but like, yeah, they're all right. They're all right. They're not as good as she made.
I've never really been.
Her feud with Travis
I
Scott
never really listened to
doesn't
all her
make
albums.
sense because
I
it's
stopped.
all in her head.
Yeah.
Like her feud with Travis Scott is literally
It's
all
one
in her
person
head.
being
It's like
aggressive. It's one person.
like Travis isn't engaged, and like all her complaints don't make any sense. You're like, oh, we stole the title because of merchandising. You did the same thing. You just did it worse, and he beat you. Or like you conspired. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? He's so okay. Let's back this up for a second. Let's back this up because not only did he outsell you, his tour is still on. Right? So like he sold albums and tickets. Like, and that's forget the album sales. If I'm an artist in Nicki Minaj's caliber, the lack of ticket sales is way more concerning to me than the lack of album sales. Because Nicki Minaj is a legacy artist. She has enough hits to tour forever.
Facts.
And the fact that you're having issues selling tickets now is an indication that you are tarnishing your brand. It's like people are seeing you more as a media personality than a musician. And once that goes in, you don't get the flip that switch back.
Charlamagne argues that he feels like she's going for the 2 bigger venues. Like he says, if she would have did something like 20,000, 10,000, she could have sold it out.
It doesn't
She
matter.
could have. And I don't even understand like why that's a negative thing. Like 20,000 people is like an NBA fucking stadium. Like what the fuck? Like I don't understand that. That's
25,000.
Yeah, like you don't have to do giant stadium to be big.
But
Like,
Kanye set that bar, stadium status.
everyone ain't stadium status.
Clearly, she thought
We
she
can
was.
literally count on both our hands the type of hip hop artists that can do stadiums. And if you're not in that list, that's okay. Like, remember Drake did was it Barclays or MSG for a whole fucking week?
Yep.
Yeah, I remember that.
Sold that shit out? Yeah, everybody get Drake up.
That's it.
Everyone on this undercard can't do that by himself. It's just not happening. Like,
Even still, DMX years after the crack. I'm sorry, in between the crack, because he had a relapse like
respect
Eminem.
our legends.
He had a relapse. He still sold out shows, even went overseas and did his thing. You understand?
Shutting down shop, son. That's it.
I'm not gonna lie to you. If DMX came in to perform at the Barclays, I'd go see it because his music gets me aggressive and I want to hear it.
I will say this though, after watching
Black
this
Mosh
whole Cardi B and Nicki fight, there's this video that I saw a few days prior that had me cracking up. It's when Kylie Jenner saw Nicki Minaj on the red carpet and said, "No, it went the other way."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Oh man, Kylie, this is where your white side comes out." Like that whole black girl aesthetic went away, and you became Kylie for Calabasas. Oh no! She might hit me with a pumpkin spice latte. Fuck that.
Because I feel like a woman of color would have been like, "Oh yeah, oh yeah, let me take off these shoes."
Hold on. Gentlemen, how are we going to talk about fights this week and not talk about Mary J and Faith?
Yo,
Real smoke.
looking for that real smoke. All right, bet. Who do you think won that fight?
I already told y'all in the group chat. I think Mary J from YO
Just put hands on them.
put hands on Faith.
Behavioral modification exercise.
I think Stevie J ain't know what to do.
Yo, I'm gonna be real with you. I'm gonna be real with you. I feel like if you from Yonkers, you know how to fight. First of all, you fighting to get you're a real tough hood right there. Second of all, you fighting to get recognized as part of the city. You're not part of the city. You upstate. Goddamn it. That's right. I'm talking to my man B-Ride anyway. Nah, but you know what I'm saying? Trying real hard. Anyway, yo, if Mary J fights as well as she dances, you ain't touching us, son. You ain't touching us. Faked out here swinging. You're not connected.
I made the argument with Danny. I said, hey man, Faith used to beat up Biggie's bitches, and then he says, well, she's the R&B Kim, Mary. So, you know, because Faith never beat up Kim. So yeah.
Kim been 4'8" all her life. She no bigger than a JanSport, nigga. You couldn't touch that, son.
Yeah. You ain't never
said
be a kid.
Yo.
With the strings, nigga.
Now you got the strings taken in the hood of it.
With the strings.
Listen.
She was untouched.
Why did we love those strings for?
I don't know, son.
Yo,
I don't know.
all I know is that when they got into a fight, that grown and sexy event switched.
That's fact.
We love a good fight.
Could you imagine? I wonder how Diddy reacted. Like, oh shit! They must have a flashback. Oh shit! It's 99 again. Yeah.
Diddy,
Yo, where's Shot at? Let off a shot.
Diddy popping his.
I could have just seen like one of his kids just drop his shades and look that shit over the top of his shades like his dad did. Like, what the fuck is going on over there?
Yo, we're never going to see video of this. They're never going to comment on this. It's just going to be like years from now, like.
No,
I don't
here's
know.
how you get it. You get Noriega, you get Diddy drunk, and you'll talk the whole shit.
Yeah.
The whole shit when he gets
Drink
drunk.
champs, nigga.
Yo, 30 years from now, Drake champs.
Right?
Yo, let me tell you about that Mary Jane fight.
Yo, I hope they do before I go. I hope they do. I need to hear.
He gonna be like,
When
Armani shoes on, and, you know, I put my glasses down, so I was married with the right hook. And,
But who won? It was Mary. Oh, now I can die.
You stupid.
Yo, she said, don't need no hateration.
In this dancery.
If MJ lost, I would be so pissed,
Son, I don't think, you know why I think she wouldn't lose that fight? Just because Faith is in a happy place right now, and MJ got some fire up under her right now, trying to get this nigga out her pockets.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right.
She been itching to beat somebody's ass.
Yo, remember when we talked about the fight? When the most scariest person to fight is the person that's not fighting you, but fighting their past issues?
Yeah, we talk about this. Right? I'm like, there's some people that fight, and you just like, this ain't got nothing to do with it.
I don't even know that husband's name.
You ain't never gonna do this shit to me again, Clarence.
Her name is Faith. And this is for the girl you were sleeping with.
It's like, that's not me. That's not me.
Tell that bitch she should have never slept in my bed.
Real love. She out here living. Real love. What?
damn,
Fuck
son.
you, kid, do.
Fucking Stevie J in the background. Jocelyn, no. Oh, wait.
Yo, I'm sorry. Like that would be half. That would be like just completely worth it if I was at an industry party and I saw some shit like that. I don't care if I can never tell anybody about this. The fact that I got to witness this ratchetry, I'm like, worth it.
All my life.
This Uber XL ride tonight was worth it. Every dollar.
But is that kind of like Stevie J's karma? Because, you know, he done did all this fuck shit on TV and fucked with Jocelyn and did all this other crazy shit. He
Also
thought he
had
got the
Eve
safe
sex tape
bet.
back in the day.
Yeah, that shit too. And now you thinking you got a safe bet and she's all calm and shit and manageable.
He was like,
clearly not, nigga.
he was like, go ahead, put the pause on.
Question: did their entourages fight too? Because Faith and Mary, I don't want to use the word divas, but they're people that have entourages. Like Faith may not be as big as it once was, but she still got people with her. You know, Mary's moving with the crowd. So when that first hand goes up, I feel it's like a personal assistant somewhere. It's just like, what the fuck?
Somebody getting dragged by the hair.
It's a rock getting thrown around and shit.
I want to say this.
Some poor white publicist is like, grab a cell phone. No video. Everybody has to sign.
What's the fucking
waiver?
You signed NDAs.
You signed the waiver.
NDAs. No
Listen.
video.
That's the Hamptons.
Yo,
Diddy ain't me no like.
I feel like that entourage is hood enough to be like, yo, let them fight, son. Like, go ahead, get the square up.
Now that bitch had that shit coming. She been talking crazy all night.
Nobody jumping in. Go ahead, girl, get her.
Diddy in the middle looking like motherfucking Michael Buffer and shit.
Just sipping Ciroc. I feel like he just sipping Ciroc, just like promoting it at the side, like while everyone's attention's turned. Ciroc. Also, I got Aqua Hydrate.
for the hangover. When you fucked up, I wanted to help you.
yo, this is the year of hip hop beef. I'm like, yo, this feels like 03 again, yo. It's just like you just listen to the radio and the shots going off. He like, what the fuck?
Wait. Is it though? Because Drake and Meek Mill made up.
Yeah, but he the exception. Think about this. Remember, you listening to Funk Flex, you see MGK on Funk Flex. That caught me off guard. I'm like, okay, MGK. Let me see. And he was like, the only Easy I respect is Easy. I'm like, is he talking about? Then he's talking about fucking and shit. I said, okay, he talking about G-Eazy. Goddamn. All right, G-Eazy. that wasn't subtle at all.
Nah, not at all.
That was some Tupac.
Go after Macklemore.
You claim.
I said it. I said it. Go after Macklemore. You thought I was gonna? No.
As long as nobody fucks with Logic, everything's good.
Yo, Logic been hitting that weight room like he been waiting to fight Jordan Lucas for real. Fucking rap battle. Do that rapid fire flow in my face, bitch.
Lyrical push-ups.
1,000.
Logic like, my girl left me. I got time. I got fucking time today.
Oh, where she left? Damn.
Yeah, he got a divorce. That was unfortunate. Yeah. But like, he got a divorce and got weight up. I'm like, oh, okay, he been taking this well.
Stupid bitch. Make sure you're gonna want to see me on Instagram. I ain't never gonna let you follow me back.
The male glow up.
Yo, first of all, like, everyone's laughing because all these white rappers is battling. I was laughing too, because I'm like, Jay-Z cool and all, but him doing a diss record, I didn't really want to hear that.
Nah.
And then I heard his diss track and I was like, he came back, but I don't really care about this.
Was it bad? Like, listen to a Ja Rule response until he mentioned Kim and Haley. I didn't.
Yeah.
That's the only line I really remember from the song.
Yeah.
Your mother's a crackhead. And
Kim is a known slut, what's Haley gonna be when she grows up?
Damn, murder. Machine Gun thought he only had one white boy rap food that Eminem dropped, and Eminem had words for everybody, yo.
Every and anybody.
Yo, that
anybody could get it. I ain't think it was gonna be you.
I gotta read the words to what Eminem said to the one and only Machine Gun Kelly, because by the way, before we get into that, did y'all listen to the album?
Yeah,
I did.
What are your thoughts?
It was good.
A little closer to the mic, just.
Yeah, it was a good album.
Juice out here ready for like a conference where he don't have to really sing. Yo, it was alright. You know what I'm saying?
I'm thinking about the it's like the song that resonated to me was the one where he was talking about D12.
Oh yeah. That was a very honest song. That was a very honest song.
He had one too where he was mimicking the Migos flow.
Yes.
Offset flow.
Not like
something did that.
Yeah, hip hop. That's how much we have in common. Yeah.
So he has some gems on there. He has some good stuff.
I feel like Eminem has outgrown his own style.
Yes.
I feel like Marshall Mathers LP. What was the album after that? That began with the R, because he had a phase for like
Recovery.
Not Recovery. Recovery. It was Relapse Recovery, but the one before that with D12 was really popular. It doesn't matter. With Toy Shoulders, whatever. Yeah. It was really dope, and it's just like, all right, now you come back. You came back with Marshall Mathers LP 2, and how it started off was dope, but then it just lost me. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I want you to bring that same Eminem, the angry Eminem, back. But it's like you can't do the same thing because after a while the lyrics are they're not there.
But he tried. That's what happened with Revival. He tried to do a concept album and it was fucking terrible.
Yeah.
Like it was. Like,
so
it
then,
was
all right, he gave us what we wanted, but it's just like...
You can't do it.
And then on top of that too...
Encore.
Huh?
That's true. Talking about Encore.
There you go. Was Encore the best one?
No, Encore was classic.
That was
Encore was the last Eminem album I cared about. I bought that
Encore.
Shit.
That was the best one.
The Eminem show and Encore was dope.
But
it was dope.
So now it's like, thank you for that, Chris. So now it's just like, and Ocean brought this up to me. He was like, the beat selection too is just like,
usually trash.
Yeah,
this album was a lot better, but it's usually trash.
No, man. So
but
like,
he's still making his own beats.
That's the problem. Sorry, he's not good.
Like, all right, let me just say this. Linguistically, we are all impressed by your skill to do things. However, if the bars aren't hidden, you're not. You know what I'm saying? Like a one trick pony. All right, you did it a couple of times. What's new? Reinvent it. Make it hit. Like, hit us with some bars, double entendres. Because you know what? He even points that out. He's like, y'all don't think you think I'm weak, whatever, but y'all didn't catch it the first time. You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying. You didn't catch a double entendre. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it's just like, all right, but what about the rest of the album? The rest of the album's a double entendre. Like, come on, son. Like, hit us with something else. I think he outgrew his past legacy, and he needs to reinvent himself altogether. And I think if he changes his beat selection, maybe that's it.
Yeah. What about the Slim Shady? I don't feel like he even addresses Slim Shady, that person anymore.
Nah, that's just dead. Yeah.
But then
this is the first Eminem album I've cared about in 10 years.
I think he can't.
Like
he's trying to be careful
years,
about
bro.
what he says too. Let's be real. He's trying to be careful about what he's. Certain things he can get away with, but he kind of has a limit too.
He used to violate back in the day. He was talking about
my bum is on your lip.
What else he used to say? You'll kill Kim. He said mad times you gonna kill Kim. You can't get away with that shit now.
That's why he censored himself when he did the Tyler insult, because he used the F-bomb with Tyler, but he censored himself in his song. He said, I can see why you call yourself a dude. Right. He like, and they're about to get you out the paint. You say that shit at a concert.
I don't think his style is strong enough for that anymore. I don't think it's strong. Like, if another album comes out, I'm probably not gonna buy it this time.
You know what Eminem's having? Eminem's having the same frustration Nicki Minaj is having. In the sense that you have been on the top so long, doing what you know to do well. Now that's not working anymore. You are frustrated.
And
you're frustrated and you're lashing out. Think about that, right? Like, it's not that Nicki Minaj has changed dramatically. She's been doing what she's been doing since the jump. The problem is no one cares. And it's the same thing with Eminem. Like, he's been rapping well since the jump.
Nick,
but it's like, okay, cool. Kendrick Lamar raps well.
I'm so serious. Chris, you heard what I said.
J. Cole raps well. Like, we don't need that from you.
I'm going to say it again. I'm going to wait till he stops. All right, cool. Nicki, stop singing on every track.
Oh, yeah, I hate that.
Stop. You remind me of Beyonce, what's this? During Destiny's Child, when she had limited range. You know what? And then after that's the Destiny's Child, when she had that movie with Jennifer Hudson, I forgot the name of that movie.
Dreamgirls.
There you go. That is when Beyonce, to me personally, was like, oh, she got range now. Anybody notice that did she have a song with Jennifer Hudson?
No.
I wonder why. But anyway,
more R&B.
I do now, but nah, just stop singing, Nicki, please. Thanks.
So, like, this is the first Eminem album I've cared about in 10 years, because the other albums have been, I don't know who they were made for, but it wasn't for me. I didn't give a shit about Recovery. I didn't give a shit about Relapse. Marshall Mathers LP 2, I didn't give a shit about. Revival, I didn't give a shit about. And people are like, when Joe Budden said he's been rapping better than Eminem for the last 10 years, people are like, no, that's crazy, Eminem's more relevant. I'm like, he didn't say he was selling more records. He said he was making better music. And you know what? I was definitely listening to more Joe Budden than Eminem in the last 10 years. Because them Rihanna records and Skylar Grey records, I did not care for them. Oh my God, that shit was some KTU Z100 gold. I don't listen to those radio stations. KTU! Like my radio stations don't pop up Selena Gomez, dog. So if she wasn't in the playlist and you were like, I wasn't listening to you. I know it sounds like I'm being condescending, but I'm being dead ass. Someone, I think Joe Budden said, he's like, you've been making bar and grill music. You know when your song come on, and then it's like Timber Girl, there's a deli record, and you don't understand how they all go together.
Joe Budden's the friend. Joe Budden is the friend that flames everybody. You get used to it, or you fight him every day you see him. I respect that though.
But yeah, this is. How about you guys? Chris, you didn't give your opinions on it. Did you listen to it?
Hell no.
Well, all right.
One of my cousins is like my brother and my cousin are definitely like big Eminem heads.
Yeah.
But they go after it for the bars. It's not because you could ride to that shit, bro. Like, Eminem, to me, been emo for the longest. I'm not trying to be in touch with that corner of my emotions at all. I don't need to be thinking about wanting to kill somebody. Like, that shit sounds fire to a crazy-ass person who likes shooting up schools. But if you ain't on the tinge of that shit, you're good, bro. Like,
he definitely had white boy rage. But
that shit was Blink 182 hip hop beats.
Hold on, time out. We gotta give Eminem his credit because he definitely had white boy rage. But you can't front like when you were a kid and some of them songs came on, you didn't channel your inner white boy rage. Like Till I Collapse.
Oh yeah.
Till I Collapse.
Yeah,
but that's Lose Yourself. 8 Mile Road.
Oh man.
I'm trying to make a new
Okay.
plan. Time for me to just stand up and travel. Come on, son.
Listen, that's because his ass was living in Detroit. O-Town seeped into that fucking cracker somehow. Oh, like he didn't get
That's
that
where
shit
he's
out of
going.
thin air. Like fuck. I'm not saying the nigga didn't have bars and he couldn't tap in and rap his ass off. He fucked up Jay-Z on Renegade. Cool.
Renegade.
But the rest of that shit, I couldn't get with it, bro. I never could. I will never discredit anything that comes out of his mouth because he will wrap circles around motherfuckers on any given day with his eyes closed. But I'm not bumping your shit. It's
Yeah,
not
but
gonna
Joe
happen.
Budden says the same thing. He feels like you're more lyrical. You can put words together, but as far as content, you're not really saying anything.
Yes, he has the same thing for a long time.
Yeah.
Somebody on Twitter was saying that he's just like, yo, cramming a bunch of syllables into one breath is technically impressive, but if you're saying absolutely nothing, what does it matter? Like, so it's like, and that was the problem with his other albums. It's just like he lost focus. You're like, you don't have that drive for success. You're the best-selling rapper of all time. What are you fighting?
80
What's
million
your
records sold, man.
Yeah, but like, what's your struggle? Sort of like you're in that moment of ultimate success. What are you struggling against? And I think that's what he found in this album, where he's struggling against his own legacy and people who doubted that. And that's the frustration you hear throughout this album of like not being able to find your place in hip hop, not understanding how people like the mumble rap, which gives me great music. But I'll be blunt about it. I think this is Eminem's last hurrah. Because this worked because he was tapping into the old him, but now that he has, like, then what? No, if you don't know what the next wave is, then what are we doing? So, like, and it's also crazy to me watching his evolution or struggle to evolve versus think how effortless 444 sounded.
Yeah.
It sounds relevant, but it doesn't sound like he's trying to be up the times. It just sounds like Jay-Z mature. Or think of all of Common's most recent albums. I didn't give a shit about Common when I was a kid.
Right.
Now as an adult, I'm bumping Common, and his shit sounds good, right? And he's not having that. He's not getting that. That's not the experience he's having. Or even Nas, the shit he did when Kanye was fucking terrible. But it was fucking terrible.
We hold Cop shot the kid, man. Cop shot the kid. Cop shot the kid.
Nas album's done. When? This is what I waited for? We hold no punches here.
Oh, it was fucking terrible. Anyway. And it's not even because I hate Kanye, because that Pusha T album was fire.
Right.
But Nas album was trash. But it's like, yo, they've managed to do it, and when I tried to do what they do and mature and find myself in a new space, the rest of the world was like, this is terrible.
How dare you grow up?
Yeah, that like the BET freestyle is just like, I understood the message of it, but I'm like, I heard you freestyle before. This is a bad freestyle. Like the message is dope, but this is a bad. You know what this feels like? I don't get in trouble for this, but it's true. This feels like when I was in high school, and I'd be listening to Dipset and G Unit and D Block, and like the adults in my life, the old heads would be like, nah, at least listen to this Raucous Records music. And then you play this, like I'm playing a rapper from Raucous, and it's like, oh, cool. He's really talking about stuff in the most boring, uninteresting way you can possibly talk about this. I guess I'm going to put this when I go to sleep. What is this?
Don't you diss the previous generation, okay? Don't you diss them. My Adidas, sir. All right?
No, Raucous. No, listen.
And
if you Google Raucous,
all
you'll
day
know
I
who
dream
I'm
about
talking
sex, okay?
Juice knows what I'm talking. I'm not mentioning rappers by name, but there's certain artists at the time that was on Raucous who I respect as people, but their music, whoa, that was rough.
Oh
my God. So that was the same boat. I was like, nah. I get the content.
Tap out.
I'm out. I'm good. I'm good. So let's talk about what he said about Machine Gun Kelly for a second.
Yeah.
Listen, this is why I like this Eminem album, because it's not one of his best, but he finds his pockets. Like when he took a shot at Machine Gun, he said he wants to keep up his tough demeanor, so he does a feature, decides to team up with Nina. But next time you don't got to use a Tech 9 if you come at me with a submachine gun. And I was just like, I love the fucking double meaning of that. Come at me with a submachine gun and sub. Come on, man. That's like that took me back to those days where you like see a rapper's line again, like, come on, man, you don't get this shit.
But then that shit always bugs me out because M is technically the GOAT to a lot of people.
That doesn't bother me.
It bothers me a little bit.
Why?
Where the fuck does Tech 9 fall in this?
Ooh, good question. I listen to Tech 9.
When I heard that line, I was like, oh, so was that like technically a sub at Tech 9 too? Because Tech 9 will wrap circles around your ass too. And Tech 9 is just as old as you and has been independent his whole fucking career and is still fucking relevant.
He is still relevant. But
he evolves with his sound.
Yeah.
He raps the same way, but he evolves with his sound, and he makes his content couture to his fucking crowd.
That's what I was gonna say too.
So,
I feel
like
but he's more rock rap if you really want to define.
He's niche rap, because, like, let's be blunt about this. Like, he could rap his ass off, but why no one's ever taken him seriously? The face paint, the weird videos, the weird song concepts. You got chucked in the bushes that it's like, you are technically proficient at what you do, but I don't take you seriously.
Right.
And there's a few rappers that fall under that category, unfortunately, like, a long time, Busta Rhymes fell into that category of like, you were technically professional, Ludacris. You're technically proficient at what you do, but I didn't take you seriously. But over time, people start to realize like, you realize like, okay, this is a stupid reason to dismiss somebody because I've been listening to your shit for so long, it's been good for so long, and you've been good at this for so long. But Tech 9 falls under that in the worst way because he also has the added burden of not being as well known on top of that. So like with Busta and Luda, they had at least mainstream success to help push them through. With Tech 9, he didn't get that.
But does Tech 9 look as upset as M does?
No, he doesn't.
No, because Tech 9 rich as fuck and happy.
That's what I'm saying.
And that's what Machine Gun Kelly pointed out. Like, you real rich and real angry. I don't understand.
Spending millions every year in security.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about them weird hats.
And I agree, he shouldn't grow his beard. Ever.
Oh my God. I want to thank Machine Gun Kelly for flaming Eminem's wardrobe. I, as an Eminem fan for years, have been like, this nigga's been dressing like he's been going to the corner store for 20 years and ain't nobody said shit to him.
Listen.
They want no smoke. And it took a white boy to be like, these fits is trash, dog. We all know this is trash, dog.
I'm all for the gray hoodie, the black Scully.
Remember when he had clothing line? I'm like, people want to dress like Eminem? Oh my God.
Dog, there were kids dying.
Shady Limited.
Yo, you forgot about that shit, y'all.
Remember,
Eminem were credit, but in your life, don't you ever show up with that shit on.
Nah, I never wore a Shady Limited.
They were literally
the same nigga that wear Burn Man lugs.
Wait.
What happened to that boy?
Remember the commercial? He's rubbing his hands
Listen
for
here,
some reason.
Playboy. You get you some of these lugs. Is you finished or is you done?
Yo, one word clothing line that I would never touch. I remember when Outkast dropped their clothing line, and I was just like, this is bombs over Baghdad. Outkast when Andre's running through the video with that fur bottom. I'm like, Andre, listen, brother, you are a lyrical genius. Never. You hear me? Not never.
Hey, bro,
Don't you ever?
Yo.
Not never, Andre.
Damn, they had that clothing line when he was wearing the fucking football pants.
Listen, they had a clothing line too. I don't know what it looked like. I just heard clothing line of Outkast that said, nah.
I don't remember it. So,
not doing it. Oh my God. We got to give out a shout out to MGK for coming back. People are like, yo, he shouldn't come back. He's going to end his career. Shut the fuck up. No one's career ends because of rap beef unless you're Kwame. And Biggie just hit him. Sorry. That was it. Biggie just said, you're Kwame with the polka dots. You're whack to me. And that was it. His career was done. Everyone moved on. I never seen some shit like that happen before. But modern times, like, yo, 50 killed Ja Rule's mainstream success, but he could tour the world for the rest of his life and get 6 figures every show. Yeah. So people are like, yo, it ends your career. It may end your radio play, but it won't end your money unless you're an idiot, right?
Yeah.
So also, if I was a rapper, I don't give a shit who you are. You talking to me crazy, you gonna get these bars. Fuck you.
Yeah, facts.
Like, that shit doesn't make any sense to me. What, I'm supposed to be afraid of him? Like, you're good. You're not invincible. That's not how this shit works. Like,
Word.
Like, no one thought Nas could beat Hove. Here we are, right? Everyone thought that Meek was going to destroy Drake. Here we are. Like you don't make that
assumption. Is that a
assumption.
world tour? Oh, your girls tour.
Oh, man.
Shout out to all my boss, bitches, wife, and niggas. Sorry.
Man, I'm so sad. We'll never see that song performed again.
I know.
And you know what I think Drake is going to do in a few years? I think he's going to change the lyrics and it's going to make it horrible.
Yeah, probably.
He's going to change the lyrics and make it horrible.
That's okay.
He also made Peace with Tory Lanez, which sucks because Summer 16 was also a dope record. And like the second verse literally starts with, all you boys from New Toronto want to be me a little. That's dead ass of Tory Lanez.
Facts.
No subs. I'm naming your mixtape. I say you want to be me, nigga.
Said what I said.
Say it with your chest. Little ass nigga.
Tory Lanez is tight, though.
And they got a hairline now.
Oh, no.
You see the pictures? They got a hairline now.
I didn't see that
Nigga
shit.
with the Bosley.
Oh, I thought he went to the same spot that Commodore went to.
Commodore.
Oh, man. Yo, when he got his hairline, I was dead. His girl tried to erase that shit.
Yo, she got out the water.
Yo, their fucking relationship is so hilarious to me, bro. I hope me and Vonna are that funny on camera.
Oh, man. It's either him or Chiclet.
Nah.
Yo,
Yo,
the other day,
when they found out his girl got the yams, bro.
when we all found out his girl got the yams,
right?
because it was like, I don't even know what the joke of this video is. Hold on a second, what is this? But the other day, they were arguing about the car because his mom's in the front seat.
Yeah.
And they're having that argument. I was just like, oh, man, this must be some cultural thing. Because everybody else, your girl better be upfront about you about to just get nothing.
That's a fact.
Mom's got to be in the front always.
Nah.
What?
What?
No!
That got it. See again. That be a cultural.
That be a cultural
bro.
thing. Nah,
Yeah.
you
Once
wild.
you
Okay,
gotta-
hold up. Why Mayhem got the water in? What are you doing? What you doing?
What you got brewing in that cup, bro?
Yeah. What are your thoughts, Mayhem? Trying to avoid this conversation.
Let me just say that Mayhem loves the women of the world, and I respect what they do for us all the time. Although I called Issa Rae trash earlier in this episode, I respect what she does and Whitney does. Janelle Monáe, I love you, girl. You know what I'm saying?
In my head, I heard Sage say, "Nigga, please."
Y'all don't remember? We had this conversation a couple of episodes ago. I might have to go back and delete it. Delete that part. Yo, real talk. If I had to choose, would I let my mom sit in the front or would I let my girl sit in the front? You know what I'm saying? I think there's a conversation that needs to be held. It also depends how crazy my girl is, because at the same time, I don't know. You know, I don't want her killing my mom and then coming after me in the same car. You know what I'm saying? Or doing some shit. Because you know what? All right, I'm going to say my girl. I'm going to be real.
No. Actually, you know what? One major question has to be answered.
But she has to meet moms, though.
Do they like each other?
Exactly.
Because if they like each other, it doesn't really matter.
That's the
If they
caveat.
don't, ooh,
My
good
mom-
luck.
Yo, I knew
One of them has to take an Uber. Get them a car. No, seriously. Get them a car. Boom. One of them.
I knew it was real, and I knew Sage was a keeper when I had a zip car, bro. I've never owned a car.
Yeah.
I got a fucking zip car, and I pulled up to the front of my building, and my girl was upstairs with my mom's, and they came down, and my mother went to go sit in the back seat, and they were arguing over who was gonna sit in the front seat because they were trying to force the other one to sit in the front. I was like, well, isn't this nice? I'm just sitting there leaning over the top of the car with my arms folded, like, this is cute.
I ain't gotta do nothing. I ain't gotta do nothing.
I'm gonna just get in the driver's seat. All right, cool. Y'all figure it out. I'll be surprised by who's gonna get in the front.
That's nice. That's a nice ending.
All right, so y'all teaching me now, because I had a situation with Issa too, right? She had the car at the time.
Yeah.
And I told her mom to sit in the front, and her mom told me to sit in the front. And I was there in the
She respects you. You sit in the front, bro.
Okay. So what? So the girl is supposed to sit in the front and the mom's in the back? Is that
No, literally, most of the time,
If that's the case,
Wait.
if
No.
If
You know
they
what?
like
No.
each other, it doesn't matter. But
Juice,
if
look at
they
me.
don't, you're making a visible
Let me
choice.
ask you a question.
Yeah.
Can your girl cook, and who you living with?
Yeah, she could cook.
All right, then put the girl in the front, because otherwise, mom ain't gonna cook for you, and you gonna live with your girl. You know what I'm saying? That's another thing they doesn't. You know. I don't know nothing. I take the bike to work. I don't even get on the bus.
Yo, there must be a bunch of dudes out here waiting for self-driving cars like a prayer, yo. And there is no front. We all in the front. Fuck y'all fighting for? We all in the front together.
on. Just a tip, fellas. This is the caveat that might help that relationship just a little bit. If you don't want to make a decision, you don't know if she's a keeper, and you don't want to piss off moms, tell moms to handle the GPS. If your moms can't handle the GPS, she's decided for you.
That's a good way out. I see what you did.
Yeah. When skirt. Right around.
I like that. I'm not good with that. Oh, okay, then she can handle that.
I don't know how to get there, Ma. She got to handle the GPS.
Then they both gonna be arguing because if they don't know how to handle GPS. No, you can sit in the front. You can sit in the front.
Hopefully your girl's never that stupid that she'll know how to work her own phone. I'm just saying. We can't help you with that one. High bridge out.
You act like they don't exist.
Oh, I'm sure they do. That's why they still got track phones.
Yo, FYI.
I'm out.
FYI.
I'm out.
FYI. If your girl handling GPS and she put out a big map, she needs to go to the back. Because she obviously don't love you.
She wrote out the map press papers after she done printed them out at home.
Yo, get to the back. You don't belong here. This ain't a space for you.
Let me give you this Sprint Nextel phone while I'm at it.
Where you at? Kids will never understand that Cats was literally hype about a walkie-talkie.
Son.
So let me get this straight. You played a whole phone plan, a walkie-talkie with another grown-ass man?
And when did you get caught with that shit in class? Be like, what up, nigga? Oh, nigga. Like, the fuck you doing?
They be outside in the hallway, too, messing with you.
Right?
Oh, my God. Yo, but wrapping up the music news for the week, Drake out here making peace with everybody. He's good with Meek now. Him and Chris Brown following each other. Like, is there anybody in music that needs to make peace? Because, I mean, Fat Joe and Jay-Z cool now.
After the rugged, yeah.
I mean, I guess niggas is tired of being rich and upset, man.
No. Let's call a spade a spade. Out of all the beefs Drake has had, who's come out on top above him? Nobody. He's beaten Meek. He's richer than Meek. He's beaten Chris. I'm sorry, ladies, but he's higher. He's richer than Chris.
Pusha T ate him alive.
Stained him for life.
Yeah. Pusha T ate him alive in that beef, but the awkward moment is just like, yeah, Pusha T ate him alive, and I'm gonna just go sell out stadiums and pretend this shit ain't happened. It's like what Jay-Z did to Nas. Yeah, I lost this. I'm gonna just go sell out stadiums and pretend this shit ain't happened.
Wait. Are you saying Jay-Z lost to Nas?
Yes, he did.
Yeah. Crazy, he got ether.
That's what his phrase is. Exactly. You got ether.
No, I was trying to start some shit because, Super Ugly exists. Oh, my God, Super Ugly. Anyway.
I'll never forget that Drake picture, man. That Drake picture was... Woo, that one with him being with the blackface and all that, and the song on top of it.
Yeah,
I feel like he got away with that because he explained what it was about and bringing awareness. All right, cool. But it's the whole thing is like, you brought my girl into this. Let me bring your son into this. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, fucked up his whole rollout.
Word.
Yeah.
And now he's not even with Adidas anymore.
Nope.
What?
He's not with Adidas anymore after that incident happened. That's why he's in a new song yelling checks over stripes.
Well, he chose the right people now. Nike,
Yeah.
Nike on top.
Yo, speaking of Nike, let's talk about Nike for a second.
All right, let's do it.
When Nike announced the Colin Kaepernick news, all these white folks, I'm going to say specifically white because I didn't see any black folks doing it,
But
there may have been out there.
Salty.
My favorite one is some dude set his shoes on fire while still wearing it. Yo, you are a legend. Yo, that was amazing.
I see you. I'll raise you. Guy set his house on fire.
No,
That was fake.
That was fake for real?
That was fake. It floated around, but that was fake.
I was about to say I didn't know it was fake. All right, so then
Just the thought of it happening.
Yo,
I'm pretty sure somebody fucked up the living room.
No, somebody fucked up something because people fuck their houses up every year doing the same goddamn fried turkey shit. So I'm sure somebody set their fucking house on fire or a piece of something. Setting some Nikes on fire.
Yo,
shout out to Jim Carrey for auto-correcting that shit.
Oh, damn. I have to double check since when she said that was fake. The shit I saw was fake, too. That sucks. What? Anyway, people still didn't burn their shoes, though.
Yeah.
They did actually burn their shoes.
They did burn their shoes.
And listen, that was such a beautiful moment for me. Because, first of all, if you're a sports fan, it's not the first time you see somebody burn some shit. When LeBron left Cleveland, they set his shit on fire, and it's a bunch of the time. So the act of burning sports stuff...
After you buy it makes no sense.
I know, but it's not, like, unheard of. What cracked me up is just like, first of all, Air Monarchs. Like, I'm about to mow the lawn 11s, like, yo, no one gives a shit. Like, and you know exactly what I'm talking about. There's these one pair of Nikes that people in the burbs love that I've never seen anywhere else in the world except like Kmart or Kohl's. And I'm like, them shits is like $20. Like, y'all mad. Y'all know y'all mad. Y'all can't buy the shit no more. Y'all know y'all mad. And Nike don't care. They stopped making those. I don't even know how you got a hold of them. Like,
Retro Air Monarchs.
It's back to New Balance.
Nike's like, okay, the Terrence from Brie K just bought some like $400 exclusives. You stop buying my $20 shoe? Ooh.
Way to shake up the system, Bob.
Nah, seriously.
Nike lost $3 billion the first day. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah.
And now their stock price is fully recovered. They're actually surpassing their previous balance.
Yeah.
Shocker.
Yeah.
I seen the meme when it was when that shit first got announced. They were two black people in the fucking Nike shop. They were like, when you look at the other black person in the store and realize it's just about to be us in here. I was like, yo, and they were both cheesing like, yeah, nigga. All these shits is
My
about to go
favorite
down.
meme is that somebody's like, white people out here burning Nikes while I'm like, and it's a gif of Nelly, give me two
So I was gonna get real serious real quick. So I appreciate it. Like, I appreciate that Nike backed up Colin Kaepernick. I appreciate they went forward with this with Serena Williams, Odell, and they did all these different things. At the moment, right now, I'm not really supporting them like that. Like, I'd rather support Colin directly. I'm gonna be real because it's cool to support black people now. Yeah. It's more profitable for them.
It's definitely more profitable.
Definitely. It's always been.
Nike's always been doing it from the beginning, since Jordan, remember?
Yeah.
When they were finding Jordan for wearing his sneakers on the court, and, you know, they got behind him, and, you know?
Yeah, so my whole thing is I feel like for the whole activism thing, I'm waiting to see more for them to support them as a company. I said that, and then somebody came after me like that. He was like, "Oh, you need to take a bigger message and, you know, support Nike because they went down." And stuff. I'm like, "Bro, they went down 3 points." And she's like, "That's a plummet." I'm like, "Okay, 3 points, but they made $43 million in what 48 hours, if I'm not mistaken. $43 million in sales and trending." And you said they made $3 billion back?
Yeah, they lost $3 billion in market cap.
$3 million, excuse me. Wow.
And it's
wow, $3 million.
No, $3
wow.
billion. $3 billion.
$3 billion, excuse me. $3 billion. Wow. Wow.
Came back. Yeah,
wow.
fine.
So, you know what I'm saying? Like, they it's smart for them to support us now. I want to see what they do further on. Definitely into that. Also, another thing, too, is just like, with Nike, I don't know, man. Like, I still kind of feel away because they're also supplying the NFL for the next, 8 years, uniforms.
No, but that's what makes their deal that much better, though. Because you have to understand, like, your concerns about Nike commodifying activism is completely valid. That is concerning that a corporation has found a way to pimp the politics into their side. But on the backhand side of this, it helps Colin Kaepernick's case in a major way because the NFL now, instead of isolating Colin Kaepernick as one individual, one of your biggest sponsors just put their money behind him. You cannot pretend that no one agrees with him is someone that visible, that deep-pocketed, and funding you says, nah, I agree with you. Do what you gotta do. And that's why 2 things happened this week after the Kaepernick deal. Did you hear?
No.
Number 1, the NFL rescinded their anthem policy. No more fines. Dead. It's gone. All of a sudden, it's gone after the Nike announcement. Thing number 2, the NFL now supports their players in social causes. Literally days after the Kaepernick announcement, the NFL's like, no more anthem policy. Yeah, we also support Kaepernick and his social justice causes. Since when?
And they tell y'all to kneel down on Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
Everybody. Just take a knee.
Take a knee.
Okay, I need to go some fuckery for a second.
I'm still.
The fact that Kaepernick image went viral as a meme, those memes had me dead. My favorite is Jordan. It's like a picture of Jordan and it says, fuck the kids.
Yo.
Just do it.
Yes. Republicans wear shoes too. Remember that? Nah, I got one. The best one that killed me. Believe in lace fronts, even if it means sacrificing your edges. Just glue it.
Oh no, they had Floyd Mayweather, and it was just gibberish.
Because you can't speak. You can't read.
Or then it was like, believe it yourself.
I got one. I'll raise you. Life isn't always black and white. Just fake it. Rachel Dolezal.
Yo, the JR one. I thought we were in the lead. I wrote drink responsibly, bro.
Yo, the internet. When the internet comes for you, dog.
Son.
There's so much. There's so much.
Yo, there's one that had me dead because there's an old school one. It was I was like, sometimes you have to. Sometimes bending the. It was about bending the knee, and it was a picture of Tanya Harding.
Yes.
I was like,
Tanya Harding.
Yes.
I got it right here. Believe in everything. Believe in something, even if it means taking a knee. Because she definitely did that. I saw that documentary on Netflix. I was like, what?
Yo, shout out to Colin Kaepernick. I think Mike raised some very valid points about corporations commodifying stuff, but I also want to push back on the other end of this too. There's this weird belief that for you to be valid in your activism and your dedication to social justice work, that you somehow have to be some broke martyr.
Yeah, yep.
Fuck that shit. That's dumb as shit. If you're already sacrificing your life and your well-being in some cases, of people constantly threatening you and challenging your very existence,
Supposed to be broke and
you're supposed to be
accessible on
broke
top of that?
nah, man.
Nah.
First of all, that doesn't work on a very practical sense, because these are the people trying to make the most change. How would them dying in poverty help their cause? Number one, like I'll give you an example. Martin Luther King used to make 6 figures in the 1960s doing speeches at the height of the civil rights movement, right? It wasn't announced because it wasn't a very public thing, but he used to donate a lot of that money to the cause itself. So he was one of the people bankrolling the initiatives that he was launching, right? And no, it wasn't a big deal. But I'm like, yo, think about if he would just taken all those shits for free. Now his family had been broke, and the cause wouldn't have had the funding to do all the stuff that he's doing. Like I know money is not the goal of everything, but like you do need money in life to function, and stop asking so much of these people. Yep. It's like when people are demanding that these NFL players walk away from the game, no numbnuts. Like they come from communities that are some of the poorest and most ignored in America. Them having money to invest in their communities is a better decision than them walking away from the game, giving them the opportunity to do this. And like, by the way, Bernie Sanders, big socialist, last year he made $800,000. FYI. That doesn't mean that what he says about his campaign is insincere. It just means that, I shouldn't be the only person being able to live well because I got this sort of money. Right. And that's the nuance that people need to get. Like it doesn't need to be either or, right? Yeah. And don't bring Jesus into this, okay? All right, people sometimes like, well, Jesus didn't have money. Yeah, well, he was a son of God. Okay, basically, he had his own backing. He was good. He wasn't worried about you.
He could literally create money.
He was,
and also had wine for days.
That's what I'm saying. My man showed up with wine. That's currency.
Hold on. Could he get a hangover though? Could Jesus get drunk?
Nah, bro. It's better grapes than you ever had in your life.
Words.
No hangover. All Beaujolais.
I'm gonna find the greatest grapes in the world and name it Jesus wine or something shit like that.
Oh man,
they're gonna come for me though. They're gonna come for me.
Oh, one more big thing that happened in music before we move on. Did y'all see the Feels Like Summer video by Childish Gambino?
No.
It was dope.
It was dope.
Yeah, it was
dope.
Okay, no, sorry.
I love the cameos in the video. Obviously, Gambino's made the decision to never explain the shit he does. I respect that. It's a little frustrating, but I respect that.
Fair enough.
With that said, why the fuck was Chris Brown crying in that video? Can anyone explain that to me? I do not understand Chris Brown's cameo. Why was he crying in that video?
All I know,
didn't he have like cameras and all that stuff like pointing at him or something?
No, remember, like every time he closed his eyes in the video, the people that you're seeing were literally coming out of the darkness. So you had Kid Cudi looking depressed. Right. You had Kanye crying, and then Michelle Obama hugs him.
I can explain that.
You had Beyonce with the R.I.P. Fredo Santana shirt. You had either Shannon Sharp or Andre Gillum, like next to the 2 scoops of ice cream.
Yeah.
And then you had Chris Brown crying, because you could tell by the tats it was Chris Brown. But it's like, why is Chris Brown crying? That's the part I didn't really get.
That may have been out of frustration, because Chris Brown does go through a lot of public things, and stuff that he goes to. He got robbed. He's constantly facing that Rihanna incident where he attacked her, and just like his anger issues.
He was just supposed to die after that shit. That shit pissed me off, bro. Like, the fuck, you supposed to curl up and die and never do anything again? Like, the motherfucker can't sing or dance?
Yeah, like, it was crazy. So, like, maybe out of frustration, I don't know, but I can't explain why Kanye West was hugged by Michelle Obama, and that's because there is nobody that Childish Gambino, I think, feels that can talk to him and calm him down and bring him back than Michelle Obama. Because remember who Donda was. Donda was a very intelligent woman. She's very outspoken, and she was the only one that could really reach to Kanye. Anybody that's been a Kanye fan like myself, we tend to agree. Once he lost his mama, he lost his mind. And I understand that, but he has nobody to kind of bring him in. And Michelle Obama, the next best thing, if not better. Woman of power, intelligence. She would bring him back and kind of get him to be like, listen, bro, you fucking up.
But that was always the main thing too. When like he did the whole Trump shit and all that other stuff, everybody was like, "Yo, he needs a hug from a big black mom."
Oh.
Didn't they say that shit on?
No, Snoop said it too. He was like, "Yo, you need a black mom's hug. Like, somebody need to just grab him up and just bring him in and let him cry it out."
Yeah, I went down with that. Also, his latest lyrics where he's in.
You want to take a Michelle Obama hug?
Nah, I don't think she should be wasted on him.
Don't give up on a little black boy, man.
Listen.
That nigga made Jesus walks.
Listen, bro.
He deserves a shot.
I understand that people find themselves in dark spaces, but once you out here telling me slavery was a choice, you made a choice.
He apologized 3 times now?
He didn't really apologize.
He's apologizing for money.
He's apologizing for how you feel about it. That's not an apology.
Yeah, nah,
it's like when I tell you something crazy, I'm like, I'm not sorry for what I said. I'm sorry how you feel about it. That's not an apology.
Yeah.
That's doing something when you sound like you're apologizing, so the news reports to that, but you're not actually apologizing. And then the crazy shit about it is if you're a Kanye fan, this is the second time Kanye West has ever apologized, quote unquote apology, right? The first time was Taylor Swift. Both of those times affected his money. Mm-hmm. Think about that. Yeah. The first time his tour got fucked up after the Taylor Swift incident. And it was a big tour for him. I think it was Lady Gaga, if I'm not mistaken. That got trashed. Now, this time, this incident happened before a lukewarm album. And then now Drake is taking shots at your shoes before the shoes roll out.
You those 350s around me.
Yeah. Now there's apologies coming. So, like, I know that people make mistakes, they grow. I don't care as far as this individual is concerned. Like, I don't care. Like, I don't invest anything in it. I don't care.
He's kind of past that age where you kind of feel some kind of remorse.
You're a grown man with 3 kids, and you're telling me, like, in the apologies, like, I needed Don C, yada yada. You're a grown man with 3 kids that you can't take responsibility for your own actions. You're just saying it's because of the people around you. I get it. In Hollywood, people around you can influence you, but you also decide who the people around you are. Mm-hmm. You can't in one breath say, I'm a boss, I make decisions, then in another breath be like, I'm surrounded by people who have no best interest in me. I thought you were a boss making decisions. Which one is it? It's like, I can't, these logical inconsistencies are too annoying for me. And I get that people go through struggles. I'm not taking that away from him. I'm saying I don't care. Like, I'm not even arguing over the struggle. I'm saying I literally don't care. Like, whether it's true or not.
Half truths.
Yeah, like, it's just like, it doesn't matter. Yeah. And I wish him the best, but I don't care.
You're holding a hope for him, though, Mike.
Listen,
I feel you.
No. I'm gonna be real. Like, I definitely.
I just ain't giving up on no black man. That's my thing.
I respect that. Me not care though.
Hold on, you gotta give it.
Wait, Luke Cage, Bumbleclard. That's right. I'm gonna keep bringing that shit up. Yeah, nah. He's dead to me, but it's just like, yo, I really do hope he gets some help. Seriously, that's it. And his new bars, by the way, suck. That I forgot that little something guy, and he's
Lil
walking
Pump.
Around. Whatever, I don't care.
I had to listen to the video. I saw that shit on the
I got
box.
caught.
I didn't
the shit
listen
is
to
whack.
it.
Anyway,
he hosted the award. Okay, hold up. We have to talk about this. He hosted the awards for an adult film website. Did you guys hear about that?
I did not know.
He hosted the awards for an adult film website that may be familiar to some people.
I know what you're talking about.
It is a hub of information. And he hosted, I was just like, we're in a weird space in the media world where someone this famous can host this award and no one cares. like that's how you know the world's a little weird. Like literally no one cared. It's like, oh, okay. That's
Also,
cool.
to kind of find yourself there, like it's not like you're just doing it to get money. Like, oh, I'm just doing my money to.
Young M.A. won an award.
What?
She was there. She won an award.
Who won an award?
Young M.A.
Young M.A.
At the Pornhub Award?
Yes.
But I mean, the porn industry's always been like taboo. I feel like people.
What did she win the award for?
I have absolutely no idea, bro.
Bet
I just
I
saw
it.
the picture of her accepting, and I was just like, "What's happening?" Like, when your next single drop? What is this? Like,
side money.
Oh, shit.
Yo, hey, you know what's funny when you
Rap
mentioned
don't
that
work
side
out.
money? You know who did that first? Snoop Dogg.
Oh yeah, he did.
Snoop has always been in these games first, boy.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's been a side hustle. Snoop's been there before, man.
Again, your wise uncle.
Facts. Facts.
Record label,
Uncle.
clothes, stores.
O's. No, seriously. Remember when he was like,
That's a blanket statement. That encompasses everything. Hoes.
he was running with the official pimps at one
Yes,
time.
you're right.
He was with all
Bishop,
of them.
yeah, Bishop.
Don Bishop. All
Yeah,
of them.
yeah. Some of them called cases are going away, but yeah, you're right. Those are real pimps, not like in a song pimp. Real, actual.
Real. Yeah.
Oh
about
my
that life.
god, yo. Yeah, his new shoes are coming out, so I guess that's why this apology tour is happening. I understand I get up in a black man. I don't necessarily chuck my favorite celebrities away unless you do some outlandish shit. That's when I'm just like, oh, we done here, brother.
This is the end.
Yeah, me and you shall be parting ways now.
This is the end.
Oh man.
So,
Unless we want to, anybody has anything else in music they want to talk about?
and what?
Music?
Nasty. There you go. Nasty Nas. Technically. Also, Nasty Nas started talking about his truth on his side. He spoke out against Khalees.
Oh yeah.
So previously, for our listeners, we
that was
definitely we were siding with Khalees because Khalees was out here like she sounded like she was spilling all the tea and everything. Right? I fully believed it. I definitely said that. I remember. I fully believe Khalees. Nas wrote that paragraph. I'm sorry. Nas wrote that essay on Instagram, and let me tell you, boy, I am conflicted. I don't think we'll ever know the full story. I think it's between them and God. Like, seriously. Because I believe, like Khalees said, when they were good, they were really good. But when they were bad, it was horrible, toxic, turbulent. It was all this other stuff. And it's just like, I knew Khalees was crazy, but I didn't want to believe it.
Hey man, her hit record is "I Hate You So Much" right now.
Huh?
I hate you
so much.
I know, but you know what I'm saying?
But that was listen. You know these damn sayings. When you meet somebody, believe what they tell you when you first meet them.
Yeah.
That's exactly who the fuck they are.
You're right. I don't know what to believe because, like,
Now, she didn't say anything about later. She said, I hate you right now. So,
And
I don't know what the truth is, but I do know this for a fact. That kid is caught in the middle, and that's
That
ugly.
sucks.
And that's I really wish whatever fucking issues that they had, that at the end of the day they do what's best for the kid in terms of visitation and structuring their family life. Like whatever battles that they had, I wish they can just solve that shit in a way that didn't negatively impact the kid.
also,
Because that should be the goal, right?
although I don't think
Absolutely.
I don't believe she's, I don't think she's a violent partner per se, but she throw hands. Like, she's not a domestic abuser, but she throw hands. She
No,
almost
I
threw
think
hands
she
at
does.
Nas when he went to go pick up his kid. You know, and it was his weekend, but the parents were in town, and she wanted that, and the father had to step in because
I believe that story is true because you've seen that happen before. Custody battles.
Also, because Nas is, I don't know, is it Destiny is her name? Or that's his
Yeah,
that
that was his first kid.
Okay, what's his Karen?
Carmen.
Right? She's the whole time they've been together. She's never said he had any domestic violence.
Yeah.
So
This
for
is
you to
also
be with
true.
Khalees and now Khalees says,
And this is a woman that slept with Jay-Z to spite him. So
Right.
if she didn't throw you under that bus, then I mean, the chances are it just didn't happen. Like,
So that's how I know Khalees is lying about him. You know, he initiates it.
it's just sad, man. Like honestly, like it's just really sad that this sort of shit plays out in public too. Because it's like I know you guys are living public lives, but couldn't y'all just yell behind the scenes at each other in a like a fucking lawyer's present? Just call each other all sorts of horrible names, like because eventually a kid's gonna read this shit, right?
Facts.
It is.
Like,
I mean, but the court of public opinion gives a deeper stab with spite than you can as one person.
No, I understand because who commented underneath this? Matt Barnes commented underneath. He's like, I understand this shit, and Gilbert Arenas was like, I understand this life because him and his baby mama got beef.
That's kind of like what you give up as an entertainer, as a star. You give up that privacy, man, and that's one of the reasons. Like, I'm kind of like fearful of like having kids in one sense. Like, I don't really talk about it like this, but I'm very hesitant to have kids because it's like anything could go wrong. Like, we cannot work out, but there's always that petty backlash that I don't want to affect the kid. I was a single parent child. My mom passed away, but my dad and my mom were actually going through a divorce. I didn't know that at the time.
Yeah.
I believe they had fully divorced, although it didn't go through. So she didn't die my dad's name. She died her original maiden name. Okay? Which is interesting. And then, like, my dad went, he was young, went through his women, whatever. And then my mom came along, my stepmother came along. And then even that didn't work out. And I kind of, like, felt that backlash. You understand? So, like, divorce and then watching other people who've actually gone through divorce and the backlash. That we all say baby mama drama and all this other stuff. It's just crazy, man. Now to amplify that because you're a star. And you have access to resources to paint your picture. I swear to you, I believed everything Khalees said because that hurt in her voice spoke to me more than her words. That hurt.
Yeah.
And then I read Nas's words, and I'm just like, I'm out. Like, emotionally, I'm out. Like, damn. Oh, it's on his Instagram if you guys are looking for it. But damn, it's crazy, man.
Yeah, it's like 7 pages long. So.
Listen.
Do you think this is affecting the Nas album?
I thought it was done.
The Divorce made that last album before this terrible shit with Kanye good. Because remember he had the dress in his hands?
Yeah. Right.
The album was good.
Yeah, Life is good.
That was a good album, yo. I will say this though. If I'm a wealthy individual and like say you break up with a woman and we're talking about child custody, the type of dude I am, I'm letting you know right now, I'm suing for full custody. Because if it's going to cost me this much to support the kid, why don't I just take care of the kid full time? If the argument is that you do not have the financial means to support and take care of the kid on your own, I respect that. That's fine. But if I have that and I also have the time, because I obviously have the financial means, why am I fighting for you to have full custody? I don't understand that shit. Like, on my personal level, I'm just
because you're not as nurturing as a mom.
Nah, the kid's mine. It's not even like a football game. It's just like, you just literally told me you need subsidies to support the kid. Mm-hmm. How about he or she stays with me and we cut out the middleman?
This is always the situation that I have with this conversation. It's like, in the business world, we fight against patriarchy and male-dominated societies, and when it comes to income and wage gaps and all this other stuff, and absolutely true.
Yeah. Racism.
Why is the fight not happening in the courts when it comes to dads? No one gives a fuck about that. Mm-hmm. That's not going to make front page news. All this shit with Me Too and all this other stuff and all this stuff that's heinous that's happening. How many dudes get railroaded as a dad?
A lot.
And kids end up with shitty-ass mothers. A lot. Or end up in the system because the mother ain't shit, and then you think that the mother's going to give the kid a better life, more stability, all this other shit. What if he's just a hardworking man and he's willing to go the extra mile for his kids like a lot of dudes do? You don't get that shit. That's not front page news. But nobody's going to fight for that. Mm-hmm. And that shit always pisses me off. Because like that's the give and take with the shit. Like, chivalry is that, okay, you killed it. Fuck it. Whatever. You want a gentleman, you got to create that shit. Because a lot of dudes that you bringing up now in this generation, with women raising men, and men aren't able to teach dudes the same shit that they were taught or want to impart on a guy, where the fuck is he going to learn it from? You? What example does he have to set? Like, there's a lot of this shit plays out in real life and in social media and situations like this. It's like, all right, cool. You stripping dads out the situation. What the fuck you want to happen? And now with people like Mike and people that think like that, they're conflicted because they don't know where the fuck to go with it. Because you got two people that you like, two people that you believe. Both of them situations sound believable. And now it's fucked up. And now I'm caught in the middle.
I don't know. My take of it is just like, when I hear custody cases like this, I always wonder why the men don't fight for custody more. Because even if which is true, the courts actually tend to give custody to the mother. there's a lot of men that seem okay with not being in their kids' lives. We also have to be very blunt about that.
Yep.
And that shit needs to change. I'm just like, you can't in one breath complain about child support and alimony, and then in the other breath, like, be a once-a-year dad. Like, if you want to be a sperm donor, be a sperm donor, but don't try to be a sperm donor and a martyr. You can't be both. Like, I'm sorry, you can't be both. You have to choose. And there's a lot of dudes that are involved in their kids' lives. I just wish, and I mean this sincerely, in all these custody cases, when there's this level of bitterness, when there's this level of hatred, when there's this level of resentment, and everyone is making decisions, I really wish third parties can be brought in to make objective decisions for what's best for the kid, and not based on some fucking petty scoreboard that these two parents are happening, where it's like, I get them for 2 Thanksgivings to rub it in your face, you don't get to see your family, or you're having fucking nearly parking lot fights because of hair, somebody gave a hairstyle you didn't like. Just get somebody to get in the middle of this shit, because it's dumb as fuck. I know you all are hurt, whatever the fuck. It's a child. The child is looking for both of you to be examples, and the only examples you're selling is the guy calling your mom a bitch, your dad calling your mom a bitch, or your mom calling your dad a shit nigga. Yeah. And it's like, yo, you think you're the victim in this, and the kid is looking at both of you like, both of y'all niggas is trash.
Yep.
Like, honestly, both of y'all are trash. And I would rather have the outcome be y'all hate each other, but it's an amicable hate. I remember one time years ago, Kevin Hart said, he asked about how his ex-wife and his current girl get along, and Kevin Hart said they don't speak. And they said, oh, they don't get along? He's like, no. They don't talk to each other. Like, we've been in the room multiple times. They just don't have conversations. And that sounded awkward, but you know what? That's a lot better than people cursing each other.
Yep.
That's a lot better than people, like, going out of the way to spite each other. It's more of just like, yo, we don't get along. That's cool. We don't need to communicate.
And the kids could easily look that over. Like, once they're around.
The kids could be aware, like, yo, my stepmom, my mom don't really like each other, but they're pretty cordial. Like, they're never going to talk bad about each other. And that's the middle ground I wish people could reach. I hate this public shit.
Can I just say, I'd be the petty one, and I'd be sliding notes to the woman and be like, I hate you, bitch. And I'd want her to write back, like, I hope you die.
slide note one way, slide it back the other way. They both just nod their head in agreement, like,
tear that up, throw it away.
Look. This is how the next go.
Yo, the
next note.
you know what's a funny moment that I think about sometimes when folks are having like custody battles or like they have shared custody? If the guy has a new girl and the kid calls the new girl mom too, woo! That doesn't go over well in all cases. That does not go over well in all cases.
Damn, she got to earn the stepmom title.
I mean, shit. If you ain't been a good mom, and then that girl comes in and does mom shit.
No, but that's why I'm thinking
about. See, y'all brought 2 different sides of the fence.
No, but that's why I'm thinking about Will, Jada, and his ex-wife. Because I'm pretty sure Trey doesn't call Jada by her name. That's just mom, right?
Yeah.
And no one cares. They have to work to that. There wasn't like, oh, hunky-dory. But it's beautiful that it can happen on that level of success. Because my default is like, they scrapping in the parking lot.
But then I think that's crazy, too, because it's like the mental stability and development of the child has to play into like some type of level with that. Because Vonna, she doesn't call her stepfather dad. Like, she calls him dad to everybody else. But when she's speaking to him, it's Larry. And she loves him, like, wholeheartedly, but off a reflex, something in her brain, when she's talking to him, she won't say dad.
So I think it's a society thing. It's on how we view people that come into our lives that we weren't necessarily born to. You understand? Because, like I said, my mom passed away when I was young, right? That's my mom. And, like, whenever I talk about the woman who came in my life and became my mother, I'll say my mom, and I was like, you know what? Let me rephrase my stepmother. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't mean I don't mean anything by it necessarily. But but what happens is I have to recognize that she took care of me. I would not disrespect her in that sense and call her my legal guardian or something. Like, no, she was my mom. She took care of me. Could have things been better? Fine. But at the same time, I did have a mother. I knew her for 6 years. She was taken. This woman stepped in. You understand? So I think sometimes, and then like, I think honestly some of my family members spoke to me. I just don't remember what they said, but obviously it wasn't good context. And instead of me saying mom all the time to my new mother, my stepmother, I definitely said mom every now and again, madre in a different language to kind of pass it off. And count, well, you know, whatever her name was at the time. I almost said it right there, but it's just like, you know, I might say her name actually, you know, all the time. And then when I had my little sister, when they had my little sister, it's like, why do you call her name? And it's like, oh yeah, she doesn't need to know this just yet. You know, so I had to change. So it's kind of like a society and kind of like a familial thing that happens that kind of impacts us whether or not we're aware of it. Because I can definitely speak on that from experience.
That's a tough situation to step into. Anybody that decides to be a step parent, you fucking crazy. Oh my God, you are fucking crazy. Especially, like, if the kid is little, that's one thing, because like they can grow with you. But if it's like a teenager, oh my God. Like, they know what it's like when you weren't there. Like, you bitch. You little hoe.
G shit. I had a homie who had a step pops that came into his life, and he was like, I want to say 14, 15. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Dude beat his ass, and he respects him to his day. He was like, yo, nigga, look, like, he came and he spoke to him like a man. He was like, yo, look, I love your mother. I want to do right by her. I want to give her my last name. I'm a good dude. Mm-hmm. I think we could build a relationship as you being a young man, me being a grown ass man, and we can move forward. Boy was like, all right, cool, whatever. Fuck this nigga. And he just kept on doing what he wanted to do. And then this dude was like, yo, listen, you giving your mom's unnecessary stress off of the shit that you doing. I'm letting you know I'm here now. You're not the man of the house.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She birthed you, but I'm the man in this house. I take care of the bills. I take care of your mom. I take care of her needs and wants. And I make sure that your ass is fed and your clothes are taken care of and shit. So give me my due respect. And he was like, man, fuck you. He was like, okay, put on the boxing gloves. I'm going to fuck you up. And I'm going to make you respect me. Yeah. And he was like, I ain't going to. They put the glove on, punched him in his face. It was like, you're going to fight me. This is how we deal with shit in my family. We build men. We don't deal with little boy shit. And he continued to punch my boy in his face until he put the gloves on and made this nigga fight him. And he beat my boy's ass. You hear me? Beat his ass. And he was like, all right, cool. So when you ready to get up, you want to do round 2, you let me know. Don't ever sneak punch me. And they fought several times over the course of a year. Whenever my boy had enough of his shit, they put the gloves on. And he ended up teaching him how to box, and they built a relationship, and now they're best friends.
Wow. Consistency.
It's just crazy.
That reminds me of Ving Rhames and Baby Boy.
Yeah.
Still thinking that kitchen scene.
That scenario only works in a world where nobody wants to call ACS. But to be that's a straight AC. I'm the A.
West Indian parents. I don't know.
I'm saying. Because I had that same reaction. I remember one time I was like, I'm not going to give details of this conversation, but somebody was talking about like these two sisters were not getting along, and they're telling me this story. And they're like, yo, they're telling me this story. Sometimes they just get so angry at each other that sometimes their parents just let them fight.
Me too.
And I was just like, oh, okay. They're like, wait, you think that's okay? I'm like, no, I don't think that's okay. But I also seen them interact with each other. Somebody might need to get hit. I'm just sure.
Behavioral modification exercises.
Like, they're not going to actually hurt each other. Like, they're sisters. At the end of the day, they love each other. I know exactly what's going to happen. They're going to be like, ah! And then at some point, they're all going to cry. And then they're going to hug it out. It's going to be weird. And then
it's going to be some Lifetime movie shit real quick.
And then somebody's just like, think about it this way. As much as they don't get along, you ever see what happened when somebody come at one of them sideways, how the other one react? Like, where do you think that bond comes from?
That's a fact.
First of all, I'm be the one to beat this chick's ass. Okay, that's just number one. Number two, how dare you try to beat me to my punch?
my cousins on my mother's side is like it was a whole bunch of like 5 and 6, and then like added one more. So it was like a whole bunch of girls, a whole bunch of boys. And whenever things went wrong, they squared up. They were family right afterwards, but they were family before. Just in that moment of passion, you that person that causing me this anger.
That's a fact.
And then afterwards, guess what? We family. All right, cool. I'm going to learn from it.
I wish.
Whenever that ends.
None of that shit. We started yelling. He wasn't having it. Shut the hell up. You got
there's only one relationship with someone who's a stepdad I can think of. Mm-hmm. And it's like the most stable father-daughter relationship I've ever, you could ever possibly exemplify. Because at no point did he ever address her as his stepdaughter, and at no point does she ever address him as her stepfather. Like, that's just my dad, and that's just my daughter, and they've never interacted any other way. Like, the only time it comes up, it'll be like, she goes to visit like her birth dad. So if she said, I'm going to go visit my dad, and like her dad's there, you might get confused. And like, oh. like my birth dad, like lives. It was like I just call him both dad because like he raised me like that. So it's like it's never a big deal, and I think that's the way it should be. Obviously, it's not gonna be the way for everybody because like personalities play into this at the end of the day, right? Mm-hmm. Like I'm not gonna sit here and lie every time some dude try to father me. I was a little hostile, like. Like, yo, we're not doing this. Yo,
Ocean.
Don't do that.
Ocean was the kid in the Doritos commercial. Don't touch my Doritos and don't touch my mama.
I'm not gonna go into detail, but I remember one moment. It was like the moment where I learned that like adults have feelings, and that just made me like lose respect because it was just like
we go through that.
No.
It's like, yo, like, you know, you ever said anything to XYZ? My response, and? That, like, they feel some sort of way. And I don't understand. Like, did I do something wrong? Like, no, go talk to them. Why?
Justify this bullshit to me,
like, why? This ain't my business.
That's your feeling.
No, shit.
You in charge of that.
No. If Ocean was forced to, he'd be like, listen, I'm only here because I got to speak to you. I spoke to you.
I did. Yes, I did. Ready?
I know this man too long.
I was like, I had to be here, so here I am. Like, that's why I said anybody want to be a step parent. Y'all crazy.
I know the shit I did. Never tolerate that shit.
Y'all crazy. Though I do see some of these women this summer, I'll be like, yo, whoa, that kid look like he need a dad. Like, she look like she need a dad too.
Who's stepdaddy? Say that shit is so appropriate.
I'm tired of you and your shit, Chris. I'm tired of you. Goddamn, do the step. Show me the dance though. Like,
oh my god, yo, yo, oh my god.
In the air monarchs.
God.
you know I'm running with that later on, right? You know I'm running with that.
So next thing we're going to jump into is sports. First of all, I need to say fuck you to that judge, Carlos. Fuck you, Carlos. That stole that game from Serena Williams. Eat a bag of dicks.
Hold on. Let me come in quickly, right? Serena looked like she was trending. From what I saw, she was trending on getting beat. However, the third game is always crucial because we've seen comebacks in numerous around the sports genres, from gaming.
Naomi was whooping that ass, but the comeback was possible.
Exactly. So I just want to throw that out there. We believe in Serena wholeheartedly. Yeah. But shout out to her, too. Osaka, excuse me.
Listen, that's a terrible way to end a game. Number one, like to end on you taking away an actual match in such a deciding game, and then to penalize somebody because she called you a thief. Was that rude? Yeah, but I've seen judges get cursed out. John McEnroe's built his entire tennis career on breaking rackets and cursing judges the fuck out. He is celebrated. And here you are, a woman doing the same thing. And didn't even curse at him, mind you.
She didn't.
She didn't hand him, though. She put him in his place. Mm-hmm.
And that's what you get mad at because you're embarrassed, you piece of shit? Yo, I can't.
Because a woman spoke to you in such a tone.
No. Say it right. A powerful woman spoke to you.
Mofos.
Give that queen her crown, goddammit.
This is the second time he's done some dumb shit like this, you sensitive ass motherfucker. And this is like, and it ruined the moment for that poor girl, Naomi Osaka. It's your first major. She just defeated your idol. Yeah, you're winning and they're getting booed and she apologized. First of all, don't you ever in your goddamn life apologize for winning no goddamn trophy. I don't know who, listen, your pops have been like, fuck you apologizing for, you ain't do nothing. Like, shitty calls ain't your responsibility. You ain't the line judge.
But didn't she say she looked up to Serena? That was her idol.
That is her idol. Because when they asked her when she got qualified to play Serena in the finals, they asked her, do you have a message for Serena? She's like, I'm so excited to meet you. She's just happy to be there, right? Mm-hmm. Shout out to Osaka for winning. She plays for Japan, though she's actually an American. She is Haitian, Japanese, American. Yep. All I'm saying is this is not because she's a woman. I'm just because I'm fat. If she can cook, I will be at her house every day. Like, ain't got nothing to do with sex. She got Japanese food, the Haitian black rice. Come on, son. We fucking some shit up.
Wait, we need to feature. Fuck up the food. Fuck up the dishes, yeah.
Oh, my God. But shout out to her for winning.
Haitian cuisine, so I could be as excited as he.
Don't look over here, bro. I'm Americanized. I got you though. I got the hookup.
I definitely looked his way.
I got people though.
I'm trying to eat the Jean John's the New Year's soup. I haven't had that either. I'm trying to get that in my life. Anyway, but like congratulations to both of them.
Facts.
It's great to see black women out here thriving. I know that the tennis world is super mad because the next generation of stars are still black.
Yep. Yeah.
You mad? Facts. Sharapova's still trash. How you cheating? Still lose.
Weak sauce.
I got certain Manning, but I ain't gonna talk about it.
Oh shit. Listen, it's just been a year.
That's right, I said it.
Yo, this has been a year where you realize that athletes are more than just sports, because Serena's been going through a lot of shit. First of all, the Tennis Association at Wimbledon said the cat suit wasn't okay, even though white women have worn the cat suit before, but because I'm going to sound like I'm being rude, but I'm not trying to be, Serena has a body. It became all of a sudden inappropriate. Okay, that's cool.
How about
if she plays in the tutu and still beats your ass, what you gonna say then? Just FYI. Then there was this stuff she was talking about post-pregnancy with like, you know, I love that she had that honest, like that bounce back bullshit. Because I hate that shit. That's so dumb. Like, pregnancy fucks women's bodies up. And people like talk about a snapback. Snapback? You wildin'. Like,
she and
you gotta recover. Like, fuck snapback, recover.
She's one of the women who was like in shape beforehand. Because I remember she graced the cover of Sports Illustrated at one point.
Issue?
Yeah. And you saw like the abs on this woman, like her core. I was like, how do you look sexy and in shape like to that level?
Those abs.
I don't think you could see. I don't think you could see behind her. You didn't need just look at her. Oh my god! But she said like she wore that suit because of because it helped our recovery for breastfeeding for after, because she had a hard delivery. But they were like, nah, you're not supposed to wear your woman the cat suit. I'm like, fuck, man. Like, and then of course because it was Black Panther, of course.
And then it's also she's one of the most tested athletes in the world.
Yep.
Like, I don't give a shit. You can keep testing her. She's still beating that ass
all the time.
And she never cheated. Be mad, motherfucker. And that's number one. And then the second thing is I have to give her credit because she was, you know, she knew that moment was ruined for Osaka. And she had to be there to comfort her. You got robbed of a game and you had to comfort your opponent?
Yeah.
Let me just say this right now. That wouldn't have been me. That would not have been me. Like, listen, I ain't got no slow.
She's come too far, though.
I wouldn't have been mean to Naomi, but rising above, bitch, I'm ready to jump through a TV when I lose regular season 2K games. You think you're about to take $1 million away from me? I'm about to be like, you know, we got to rising above. Tell that bitch nigga beat me outside. I'm about to beat his ass. You know, Naomi, good shit. You know what I'm saying? You beat me and all that shit. I'm beating the judge's ass. Real fucking talk. Find me, bitch. I don't care. Find me.
Even Naomi, after they did her post game interview, or whatever, she was talking about like when she got to meet her at the end of the match, and she hugged her over the net. She was in tears, talking about touching this woman after she just beat her or got handed this shit. So, like, come on, man. She's like got that type of God spark in somebody's eyes, and you gonna fuck with that, bro?
I feel like she was robbed of a great experience because let's just say she won, right?
Yeah.
Here it is, somebody she idolizes and she beat, like she trained trying to be you,
Idols
and in some ways,
rivals,
and she wanted to maybe learn from you in more ways than one. You know what I'm saying? And here it is, she didn't get that full experience, and now she's kind of like, I don't want to say she has that wall, but she has that first negative experience, like where I played you and they robbed you. Because, you know, maybe because of me or whatever, politics or whatever. And it's just like, damn, that's not how I wanted to go. I wanted to either win fully or I wanted to lose, but I still wanted to play a fair game against you. And Serena said it herself, I don't cheat. I'd rather just lose.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, speaking of which, we got to talk about the coach. I don't know what's up with this coach. He's out here talking about he was giving Serena signs. Serena later just said, I don't know what he's talking about because we don't even have signs. Like, what? He's just like, what's the sign? Show me the video.
Yeah.
I was just
also, just FYI, there was multiple videos of other coaches actually coaching during the match while that umpire was officiating, and he said nothing. So if you're gonna make the point of like, yo, this shit is cheating, my nigga, you need some consistency
that same
here.
energy.
Yeah, like you need that consistency, because if you're not going to do that, then it just seems like you were embarrassed by a woman and you got petty in that moment. If that's the case, this ain't the sports for you, brother.
Can somebody explain why she got fined for a racket that she probably owns?
Because it's like you know, like they have those professionalism displays, like those rules against decorum, basically in sports. Like if you break it, they think it's like a bad form, so you get fined for it.
Let me tell you what it really is, to prove a point. Because there are plenty of other players that have broke their rackets and done stuff that were male and didn't get anything. They didn't get any backlash whatsoever.
It's a $17,000 fine, which to us is significant money, but to Serena, it's like pocket change. On the strength, again, this is why I couldn't be me. I ain't paying shit. I ain't paying shit. I ain't apologizing for shit.
What I will say,
and I'm still gonna say this again. I'm beating that judge's ass.
I'm sorry for the people in the tournament that she plays next. Because y'all are gonna get Serena unearthed, and she is gonna slap the shit. Like, what did she hit? Like 125 mile an hour serves. You gonna start seeing 135s, 140s. Niggas gonna be like, nah, I'm good. You got that one.
Let me just stay to the side.
Match set. That's it. Switch sides. Let's do this shit.
You got the KO Ken time 10. Yo, I'm gonna skip to our next topic, to politics, because we're running a little low on time. Because I want to talk a little bit before the election happens next week. On September 13th, everyone, is the New York State primary elections. I'd like everyone to go out and vote. The primaries are different than general, in case you don't know. The primaries is when you decide who is the Democrat or who is the Republican that's going to run in the November elections, right? Just FYI, in case you don't care about politics, not all Republicans and not all Democrats are the same. There are differences. Currently in New York State, there is Cynthia Nixon versus the Dark Lord himself, Andrew Cuomo.
He who shall not be named.
If you've listened to this podcast, you've heard me call that man everything but his name for a long time.
Fact.
I'm consistent with that. I do not regret any of it. Just FYI for future people in the world in the future. There was a debate recently, and Cynthia Nixon, me and Hybrid were talking about this earlier, said some shit. We're like, damn, son. They murk politicians for less than what you're saying right now. You wild for respect out here. What you talked about, not only legalizing marijuana, which I know everyone likes to laugh about, like, oh man, legal pot, bro. It's not a joke issue when you have thousands of people who've had their entire lives taken away from them.
Yep.
Like getting caught with marijuana possession or being in the presence of somebody can get people deported in some instances. It can affect your ability to apply for financial aid, jobs, get into the military, right? So this is no small thing. And she wants to start to not only legalize it, but get rid of those records and use the money raised from the taxes off the legalized sale to reinvest in communities affected by the drug war. That is no small thing. On the other side of this issue, Cuomo doesn't think weed should be legal, doesn't give a damn about black people. All right, moving on. We got the Attorney General. I'm giving the Democrats mostly because, listen, to any Republican listening to this, wow. All right. Thanks for sticking with us, because I've been slandering you like every week. Shout to you.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Thanks for the listen. But I've been talking mostly about Democrats because this is New York State. Democrats are going to mostly win these races. So, yeah, no point talking about the opposition. There's going to be an Attorney General race that's very important. If you're wondering why the New York Attorney General race is super important, New York State is one of the financial centers of the world. So New York State finance law affects the world economy. And who regulates that is the New York State Attorney General. Also, a lot of crimes that Trump and his friends did fall under federal and New York State law. So while Trump can pardon his friends for federal law, he cannot pardon them for New York State law. But they will only go to jail if we have an Attorney General willing to prosecute them. Okay? So here are your candidates for Attorney General. There's a guy named Sean Patrick Maloney who literally ran for Congress on the platform of I voted against Obama more than half the time. Oh, no. That's what he ran for Congress as. Now he's running as a Democrat. That's interesting.
No.
He is a Democrat now, currently, but when he ran for office, he's like, yeah, I voted against Obama. He's like, I voted against Obamacare. I'm like, that's what you're proud of? Okay, that's cool.
No.
Duly noted. No. There's this woman from New York City. Her name is Tish James. She's a black woman, and normally, you know, we're all here to support powerful black women, but Tish, with all due respect, not you. Tish is the New York public advocate, if you're wondering what that job is. It's supposed to be the elected official that keeps check on all the other elected officials in New York City. Tish has accomplished nothing. Everyone's looking around wondering, I haven't heard that name because she's done nothing. That's why you don't know who she is.
No.
And that's why she was selected to run, because she has done nothing and will do nothing. New York's one of the most corrupt states in America, and she's running on a platform of, that's not a problem.
Hashtag no.
That's two candidates.
The last choice is Zephyr Teachout. She's run for governor before. She's currently a congresswoman. She's been taking no corporate money.
Interesting.
So all of her donations have come from individuals like ourselves. She's not connected to any of the big Democrats in New York State either. And her entire platform is basically like, I'm basically here to be a prosecutor. That's what I do. I catch criminals, specifically focused on public crimes such as corruption. And I'm just like, oh, you mean like what Cuomo's doing? Ha! All right, good job.
Oh, she sounds like the one.
Yeah. Yep. And she's also pro-legalization because she thinks it's dumb for us to be prosecuting it.
Oh, that's what you had to
And
say.
she also wants to expunge records of convicted felons. So, like, let's move forward with that. And then there's some races in Brooklyn, which I don't want to get into because unless you live in New York City, like, or New York State, don't matter. But check. Oh, but I got to talk about this because I've been talking to Mike about this. Have you guys heard about Julia Salazar?
She sounds familiar.
Oh, enjoy this one.
Okay, so every election cycle, we have some of the craziest people running for office, right? And, you know, in years past, we've laughed at them and moved on with our life. But this year, they've apparently been able to win office or had the chance to. There's a candidate for Senate. Her name is Julia Salazar. She's running for Senate in New York State for a district that represents Bushwick and Williamsburg. Julia Salazar, during her campaign, you know, talked about how her Jewish heritage and her immigrant story really influenced her campaign. She's neither Jewish nor an immigrant. She talked about listen. Her campaign spokesperson is on record saying she's a naturalized U.S. citizen. Julia was born in Miami.
It gets better.
Oh no.
Julia has been talking about her Jewish heritage to multiple Jewish newspapers. She talked about how she was raised in a Jewish household. Her dad was very proud of his Jewish heritage. Her dad's not Jewish. How do we know her dad's not Jewish? Her brother and her mother said her dad's not Jewish. Her dad was Catholic, raised Catholic, died Catholic.
It gets better.
She talked about her immigrant parents. Her mom was also born in America.
It gets better.
Only her dad was born in Colombia. He came to America when he was like 12.
That's her.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing Jewish about this, bro. Ain't nothing Jewish about this.
Yo! So she got called out like, yo, you're not by the Jew. Again, she gave interviews to Jewish newspapers about her Jewish heritage. She lied, so those same papers understandably felt some sort of way, right? And like, prove it. So she's like, I actually converted to Judaism, which you can do. It's rare, but it's something that happens. One of my boys actually converted to Judaism. He's probably listening right now. Shout out. But sort of like, she converted to Judaism while she was at NYU during her time with a Reform rabbi, but she didn't think it counted because in Judaism, like the Orthodox Jews kind of control like who's technically Jewish in the faith. So in some instances, if you're not converted by them, they don't count you as really converted, right?
But then that's a whole lifestyle you have to enter too.
Yeah, but here's the thing. It never happened. She never converted. She said, and I quote, I took some classes, but I never finished them.
Oh
my God.
Oh my God.
It gets better. Hold on.
We gotta wait for this one. Again.
She's running as a Democrat, right? She registered as a Democrat last year. Prior to that, she was a pro-life Republican.
Oh, nah. Pro-life.
Like, how Republican was she? She used to do interviews on Glenn Beck.
What?
Now, people change, right? People change. I'm not going to hold that against her.
Hold on.
Because that was like,
sorry.
That was like 6 to 8 years ago. People changed at that time. That's not the issue. The issue is that when she keeps getting confronted about her lies, She keeps lying. Like, here's another story that emerged this week. She was this week involved in a lawsuit for identity theft.
Oh, she's scamming.
Yeah.
She's a scammer.
She was a family friend of a former Mets player. And then that Mets player's wife got a call from her bank about accounts trying to be accessed. She said, I didn't try to access these accounts. And they played the audio of Julia Salazar trying to change the password to her account, pretending to be her. Now, Julia Salazar, to her defense, has said that story is absolute bullshit. And that woman thought that she was sleeping with her husband, so she falsely accused her and actually did settle out of court with Julia for like 20 racks for some like bullshit, for some harassment claim. So that story may be whatever, right? But let's come back to the Republican shit. When it was revealed she was a pro-life Republican, she said Planned Parenthood, which is a organization that represents women's reproductive rights, gave her 100% rating.
Are you serious?
Planned Parenthood doesn't give ratings to someone who's not in office. Like,
she's trying to trump her way to the top.
That's a fact.
Yo, this is
He said if he could do it, I could do it.
facts. He called me with this. I was dying. I was like, yo, I had no words.
and now
I still don't have any words.
People have been attacking the reporters about her with anti-Semitic comments. Ironic. About saying that they're trying to destroy her. I'm just like, she's been lying for years.
Enjoyed herself.
She was in college. She was one of the two leaders of an on-campus organization called Hillel. Hillel is a Jewish organization. Mind you, you don't have to be Jewish to join Hillel. I asked my friends about this. Like, no, it's not a requirement of membership. But guess who was pretending to be representing the Jewish community and her Jewish heritage? She's been lying about being Jewish for 10 years, my G. 10 fucking years.
She didn't finish, though. She
Rachel Dolezal in the game, B.
Things are always black and white.
And this is the moment that I realized that people don't care. Because when I pointed this out, one of my friends was literally like, oh, it doesn't matter. She has to talk about her policy. Don't distract from the issues. I'm like, you don't think her pretending to be... Oh, my God.
Hold on.
What?
You should have been like, if she's lying about who she is, how can I know she's telling the truth about her policy?
Oh,
Exactly.
That's literally what I said. It's like, oh, you have to look at the work she's done. Yes, she's done a lot of work to pretend to be somebody. She's done a ton of work pretending to be people.
You lied your way to the top. Would you respect a prostitute for sleeping her way to the top?
Right.
That's the same. You doing the
hold on.
same service, but with your lips.
Hold on. Kim Kardashian did, though. Like, she wasn't a prostitute, though. Was she? I mean, she still got favors.
Yo, everything Kim does is paid for play, bro. Stop it.
Listen. We're not going to get into that.
They haven't
right
found
now.
her yet. Listen, all right, I'm going to say this. I'm going to just say this on that woman, right? Identity theft is a crime. I guess technically until they bring her up in court.
She's stealing whole ass ethnicities.
Well, the only thing that would have capped that off, bro, is if she would have got one of those free trips back to Israel.
Oh, birthright, right? I think she applied. Oh, I swear to you, I'm not even trying to be funny. I think she applied.
It is a crime in this country, but for some reason nobody cares.
I have never heard like Rachel Dolezal has opened a world to me. I never knew so many people wanted to be minorities so bad, son. Like, I'm offended as an immigrant myself. Like, you're from Miami. What are you talking about? And then even her brother and mother were like, she said, we used to go back and forth to Columbia and Miami, and they're like, that's not true. We went like 2-3 times tops. And then she said I came from a working class background, and they're like, her dad was an airline pilot. He earned 6 figures. We lived in a brand new house by a river. Everybody had their own room. We never had an issue with money growing up. It's like,
Trying to sell us a...
bruh.
It was all a dream.
I used to read Hillel magazine.
Who is this chick, son?
Anyway, Julia is running against this other guy who's just corrupt as shit. So your choice is a bold-faced liar or a dude that don't care about you. Good luck, North Brooklyn. I don't know what to tell you. Or you can vote for the Republican.
Damn.
You're not gonna do that.
You know what? I don't even know, because like, if I go corrupt, it's corrupt. It's gonna bite me in the ass.
Yeah.
But the liar at the same time might go
It's
corrupt.
gonna bite you in the ass. You don't even know. Baby.
They don't allow us to do other or none.
Yo, none of the above should be a category.
Like, we're going to hold this off.
There's
Like,
one
we
last
got for it.
story I want to end the show on before we move on because we're out of time, but you guys don't like the story. I thought Julia Salazar was the craziest candidate this entire election cycle. I was wrong. I told Mayhem this story too. Mayhem had to hang up the phone. He said, I'm done. D, we're done here. There was a guy named Bobby Wilson. Bobby Wilson ran for Senate in Arizona. He lost his election. He got 47.5% of the vote. Lost the election by less than 500 votes. Who was Bobby Wilson? Bobby Wilson ran the election. This is the Republican Party, mind you, right? So he's running for the Republican, to be a Republican candidate in the general election. He was pro-gun. He did a round table where all the candidates were talking about the issues, and he got asked a question about the Second Amendment. And here's what Bobby said about the Second Amendment. He supports people's right to bear arms because the Second Amendment saved his life. If it wasn't for the Second Amendment, he wouldn't be able to shoot his mom all those years ago. Oh, what? So I said, I'm like...
Hold on. It gets better.
Wait, hold on. What does he mean? I have to Google this story. In 1963... Bobby Wilson shot and murdered his 49-year-old mom and his 18-year-old sister and confessed to their murder under police interrogation and later recanted the story saying that his mom was abusive even though there's never any evidence of that. And you're like, why didn't they just check the crime scene to see what happened? The house burned down after the shooting. Bobby said they used to store kerosene in his house, so when in his bedroom because it was the coolest room in the house, and the kerosene would explode if it was in other parts of the house. So when he shot his mom to death, the bullet accidentally grazed the kerosene and caught on fire, so any evidence of what actually happened went up in smoke. And he was acquitted at 3 different trials for the murder. Not acquitted, sorry. He had 3 different hung juries.
Yes.
Oh, but that means somebody's missing, right? Or somebody?
No, that means they couldn't agree on a verdict.
Agree to it.
So it wasn't that he was acquitted. 3 different juries couldn't agree. So he's running a campaign where he's in favor of gun rights because it's what he used to murder his parent and his sister.
You can't say that.
And he murdered his mom and his sister. I'm basing it on his original statement where he admitted to murder.
God damn it.
I'm like, my nigga's running another campaign of I murdered my family. You should vote for me. Oh my God. And he only lost by 500 votes. Oh my God. 47.5% of people voted for him.
Those 500 people.
Yo, shout out to them.
No. I'm sorry. Idiots.
No. The other guy won by 500.
Yeah.
God bless those 500 people.
Oh, yes.
That went the other way.
This election cycle has seen some of the craziest batshit people ever seen in office. There's a lady that said she was abducted by an alien when she was 7 years old and didn't understand why the press kept asking about this because when we talk about the issues, I'm like, fuck the issues. You got abducted by aliens. That is an issue. I want to talk about.
We need to talk.
There was the guy that ran on the campaign in Missouri who was a radio show host that once said, mind you, this is not what I'm saying. This is me quoting what this gentleman said. He said, remember the leader of the Nazis who name it once said? He said that gentleman was right in what he did.
Wow.
And then said that he doesn't understand why this is a big issue in the campaign. You don't understand why? I'm sorry. And is what Twilight Zone have I crossed into where you're like, yeah, I'm a Nazi. What's the problem? No.
Hold on.
You forgot what y'all did?
Yo, shout out to Obama with that clapback, son. How
hard is it to say Nazis are bad? Oh, Barry. Oh, I missed you for a while, Barry.
I so missed you.
Remember when the gray suit was just the tan suit was like the big issue? Bring back the tan suit controversy.
Please.
Oh, my God. Anyway, that's the world of politics. I just had to drop Julia Salazar and Bobby Wilson on you. Just to understand that, like, if y'all think Trump is bad, it can get worse. We got actual whole-ass murderers out here running for office
and
that
liars.
are barely losing.
Hold on.
Barely losing.
And liars.
Hey, she didn't lie. She feels Jewish. That's basically her argument at this point. I feel Jewish. Yes, I am.
She didn't finish the class.
Hey, if that works for her, I feel like a PhD holder.
I feel like a millionaire.
No. I think the word is transmillionaire. Right?
laugh now. But if she gets elected, what happened to that that fake doctor that got called out? Remember? Oh, I can't remember his name.
Young kid?
Yes. They need to give him a show and a license at that point.
He's in jail right now. I did an interview with him, and he's just like, I'm sorry, folks. Like, no, you're not. You're just mad because he got caught. You faking the fuck. You want to get out there and do the same shit.
Dr. Doogie House ass.
He's the scam god of our decade or whatever you want to call it. All right.
Oh,
this man started his own,
son.
Right?
Black Doogie House ass.
Oh my god. Yo, we've got a few minutes left, so we gotta talk about our moment of joy.
I'm ready. I got mine.
All right, Mayhem, go first. Then you got this.
All right. So my moment of joy came from a meme of little Cardi, saying, "My mama said Nicki shouldn't talk about anyone's kids since her brother likes playing with them." Mayhem, YFR Mayhem on Twitter. Out.
Yo, Nicki about to run down on us. Psych.
She might try to send Rado. He's part man.
Ra Ali about to run down on us. She would though. She really would.
I'm ready.
I want no smoke, Ra. Unless you're running down backwards at me. What's up? Do that.
Bring that
Bow, bow, bow.
I'm sorry. I gotta say this again. Cardi, what's good? Oh shit! A shoe.
Chris.
My moment of joy, man, was Serena checking that ref, bro. Facts. I had a couple of them, but that one took the cake.
Facts.
She put that man in his place, and he didn't know what the hell to do. He just had to keep on nodding his head and smiling like,
I'm gonna cost you the game right now.
Right?
Petty ass. Yeah. I'm like,
yo, my moment of joy is Joe Budden going the fuck off on his podcast.
Oh yeah.
Rather lathered is my fucking quote of the year right now. When he was going off with Eminem, he's like, Bizarre ain't looking too good.
Tata looking fresh.
Jay Brown looking healthy. B-Dot looking rather laughing. Yo, that whole rant is fucking epic. I love it. This is why people watch the Joe Budden podcast, because you a fucking fool. And then also Rory being spicy on DJ Envy. Ooh. We know what happened at Hampton. Damn.
He pulled a J.
I know who. Did you know what? But let's keep that between me and you.
Facts. My moment of joy is I have two. So I got my motorcycle license officially.
But wait.
Bike life.
Can we have a moment of silence for Issa?
Here's the second one. I think I wrote it on Facebook, but I hit a speed bump at 50 miles per hour. So I was I was in the air for like 3 seconds, and I felt like it was a Mission Impossible mission. I was like, boom. So that speed bump was crazy.
Glad to see you still with us.
Yeah. Learn J-Rock's lesson. No bags on healthcare. All right. Anyway. It's your boy Danny Ocean. It's been a good episode. Glad to be back. Vonna was here with us in spirit. I'm sure she'll be flaming us in the comments section after this episode
goes
goes
first
live.
Hater. Well, second one.
Everybody else, give your last hurrahs. We about to be out.
Yo,
your boy Chris from High
she didn't finish the class though. Cardi in the shoe, and she didn't finish class. Your boy Mayhem Mike. Find me on Wildfire Mayhem. I'm out.
Juice, you're not gonna.
Oh shit!
He's still thinking about that 50 mile per hour ball.
He's still recovering from it.
It's your boy Juice Cannon, and you know where to find me. Facebook.
What?
Yeah.
All right, we out.
Oh shoot!
Slide up on the corner where you post.